Hello, hello, hello. Testing, testing. Hello, hello, hello. Testing, testing. Sounds a little shit. Gotta unplug my mic and plug it back in. Gotta unplug my mic and plug it back in. Hello? I'm testing again. Gotta unplug my mic and plug it back in. Hello? Yeah, it's probably like a fucking echo effect. Let me get on my phone. As I gather information. Where's my channel? Boom. Where's my channel? Does it not sound like really weird? It sounds kind of. I don't know what's going on. Let me check the OBS. I'm just gonna assume it's probably fine, but people can tell me when to get here, I guess. Let's check the audio capture. Set that to that, set that to that. I thought default's fine for that. I think that's a problem. Okay. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I think it's fine. I think it's okay. That's good enough. Let me get the stream sent to the right people. People who need to know about it. It's gonna be a long stream, by the way, a lot of games, so I want to start ASAP, but I do want to give a chance for people to join. So let me share, copy, and send this on their public arena. Alright. There we go. Put it in here, whatever. I don't know, we're here. Self remote. Boom. Alright. Alright, let's just get started. I know people will probably join late, and that will be sucky for them, but I do want to start because otherwise we'll be here for like fucking 3 hours, so that's not good. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 series to do. It's 15, 19 games, so that's really a lot, so we'll see. Maybe I won't get through all of them. In which case I would probably skip Black's versus Rayshire. I don't really care that much about that, but let's start with Simplified versus Sky Element. Massilia versus Rome. They've already played twice in the tournament so far, so it's kind of interesting that they would face for a third time. And yeah, Sky Element went for some weird armies in this match. He was taking normal armies for most of the tournament, but his armies got sort of weird aggressively, so I don't know what was up with that. But let's see. So Massilia is taking some rush, very wide. He's got 4 Levy Freeman up front. He's got 1, 2, 4 Axe Warriors, 2 Celtics, 2 Massilian Hoplites. Pretty standard. 2 Turntines, and then 4 Lancers, and 2 Massilian Cav actually. Full rush, full YOLO, never stop, never settle kind of mentality. Sky Element you can see is much narrower. You can worry about that Cav presence and just the rush potential, but he only has 1 Syrian, so it's not like he's much worse in the infantry department. In fact, he might just be better, right? It's I guess the Cav that he's going to be worried about, but yeah, it's not like losing a lot to a rush. 1 Syrian, you know, it'll be hard to really take advantage of the 1 extra melee to get to the Syrian, but we'll see. So the army is 1 Syrian. He's got all these fucking gladiators. I don't really know if I love that. So he's got 3 spear gladiatrices or gladiatrices or whatever. Pretty good unit in melee. The problem is they have 90 men. Now, it's not as big of a problem when you're facing a rush because there's no missiles, right? These guys are obviously really suffer against missiles, small shields, low armor, kind of low health, 55 HP, and of course just 90 men, right? So they drop faster in the sense that I have a water, Mr. Safado. I mean, yo, Sop, if you want to join at any time, let me know. You don't have to stay for the whole time or whatever. But I can start like a Discord call if you want. But yeah, I do have a water. But yeah, so of course like missiles are effective, but there's no missiles here. Now Pila very effective against the gladiators as well, but they are an interesting choice. They're the most killing power you can get out of a mid-tier spear for Rome. Obviously the Triarii are on the field, so it's 3 Principes, which are pretty weak. Like they're not great. I guess they're better than axe warriors and stuff, but they will just die over time faster than say a Vet Legion. And there's 2 Triarii, 2 Sacre Equites Extraordinary. There's of course 3 Hastati as well, which are being used to screen. In loose formation, they will do a pretty good job of that. What I would do if I was simplified here is I would 2v1 this guy and try to sword side. Like, you don't need to get your Pila off on Cav, you can just shoot infantry and it's still kind of good. So yeah, he has 3 Gladiatrices, 3 Principes, 3 Hastati, 2 Triarii, and then 2 Extraordinarii, Sacre Equite, Sacre Equite, Equite. So, oh, another one here. So 2 Equites and 2 Sacre Equites, so that's 6 Cav plus the Gen, which is, look at this. 6 Cav. No, 7 Cav even. 2 Sacre Equites. So 3 Sacre Equites, 2 Equites, 2 Extraordinarii, 3 Principes. I mean, this is a very strong army. And this, like, just a lot of good units. A lot of good value here. Maybe the Gladiators are a little sus, but when you have so many good units, just having Gladiators to help against Cav is good. Simplified, though, what's the advantage that he has? He has these Levy Freemen, which are just very annoying and, you know, do damage to Cav. He has the Tarentines, which must be respected. And the problem with, and of course there's 1 Syrian for Rome as well. But the problem for Rome here is that the Tarentines need to be screened at all times, which just means that there's less units to fight the front line, and if they don't get screened, they just shoot Cav, and that's just really good value. So, simplified, just trying to attack. Skylement, just running away a little bit, trying to get some shots with the Syrians. Getting shots with the Gen, but like, whatever. Now the thing is, these Equites and the Sacre Equites will do well against the Massilian Cav. The Massilian Cav are kind of useless here, they're just numbers. And the attack comes in with the Gladiators. Simplified, willing to just toss a Pila in here and eat the charge, not really terrible. But, I mean, Equites have 85 health, 55 armor, Sacre Equites. It's not terrible. Big charge here, I mean, that's just really good. The Legatus just takes that charge. Maybe worth to get the Gladiators in for free. That's kind of funny, though. But really good engagement. So this is just a winning fight now. But a little bit of blobbing. Again, Simplified really wants to surround here if possible. Because the Principes are eating shit. But he wants to surround. Like, Levy Freemen just surround them. Like, why would they? They don't need to be in this fight. They want to be going around so that when the Hippeus pulls out, it follows the Levy Freemen in. And then you just get this insane surround going on. Levy Freemen can screen, you can charge at the back. Over here, more charge going on. 12 kills, or I guess 5, but these Extraordinary are getting pretty depleted. These Gladiators are going to die. But, yeah, another good charge here as well. No peel, obviously, for the Triarii. You can see these early engagements are going to be good for Massilia because so many of the units are just not doing anything for Rome. But if he doesn't surround, he won't be taking advantage of that because the grind will obviously go pretty Rome favored. Of course, the charges are good enough, maybe it doesn't matter, but... Nice dodge here, so good micro from Sib everywhere. He has lots of micro here. Massilian Cav, though, getting shot up. It's understandable. Celtic's gonna get a nice charge, but they just lose this fight eventually. I guess there are Axe Warriors as well. Massilian Cav just getting owned. It's not great. Kind of needs these Cav. But yeah, again, too much blobbing here. Like, he doesn't need these fights, he needs to be out on the flank. So, like, that's where Levy Freeman should be right now. That's where a Celtic should be. The Axe should be engaged. Celtic, Levy Freeman, Hippeus, Lancer, Massilian Cav all flank around. Just gonna use these Socrates to push the Tarentines out of the map. Kind of fine, I guess, if he's confident about how things are going. This Massilian Cav is just dead for free, which kind of sucks. And now it's just sort of the waiting game. Because he didn't flank, right? Now he just has to sit here and wait for fights to evolve, which is not good. Those fights are going to favor Rome. Massilia wants to be getting around the flank and changing the outcome of fights like this, right? Now this fight will end very favorably, and that's great. Here as well, Triarii is going to die. Gladiators are going to die, so this looks pretty good. Oh, nice Pila possible here.
Withdraw! Orders understood.
Slido, Swordside Pila just wrecked this Axe Warrior. And these reserves for Rome are pretty brutal. Over here though, fight is going decently. I mean, this Principe is winning, but it also lost a lot of men. Triarii are gonna die pretty effectively here. Massilian Hoplite losing here is pretty weird, but not sure what happened. Oh, it's a Principe, never mind. I thought it was a Triarii. Makes sense.
Yes, Commander.
But yeah, Rome is just gonna win these grind fights long term because Massilia didn't get around the flank. But that being said, it's not like it's that easy to get around the flank here because the army of Rome is just very infantry heavy with the 3 gladiator treatises. Like, he just doesn't have that many weaknesses, Sky Element here, to this kind of army, because he can really hold enough fights for long enough to make the difference. Now, the advantage, of course, that Massilia will have is just that the Lancers get more value if they're getting multiple charges, but didn't really happen. I mean, the 2 Extraordinaria kind of cancel them out, which is really nice for Rome. It's one of the big things about that Rome has going for them, is they have the 2 Lancers themselves, but that's what the Levy Freemen are for, right? To make that less good. But yeah, Sky Element just gonna win the grind. There was not enough flanking action, I would say, to change that outcome. So yeah, and also the turn times didn't really have any impact. They're just like screened early game by Hastati, and then he just like clicked on them with 2 cav, and they weren't able to like avoid that. Or you know, they just got locked out of the fight basically, and that was a worthy trade because he was already winning, I think. Because if these Massilian cav aren't dead, then chasing 2 cav away with your cav, I mean, he has more cav, so he has 1 less cav technically. Right, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 against 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I guess Legatus is there as well. But yeah, just infantry just win the grind. 35 kills in this hotline, not sure what happened, but these Axe Warriors, a lot of them didn't get great engagements. So that will hurt as well. So let's go to game 2. Yeah, I mean the Gladiatrices can definitely do that. Yeah, I mean like the way he used them, like when they're coming in second a lot of the time, is yeah, it is quite good. It doesn't really leave many weaknesses. So let's see what simplified change. Looks like he has changed slightly. He's brought some Thureos. But only 1. But I wonder how he downgrades from Massilian Hoplite to a Thureos. What does he upgrade elsewhere is the question. Not sure yet. So it's a Axe Warrior, 2, 3, 4 Axe Warrior. Oh, okay, it's like a triple chevron Axe Warrior. Oh, a couple of them are triple chevron. Okay, fair enough. Triple chevron Axe Warriors are good. Like, that's not like a throw by any means. Like, they will actually probably trade pretty okay in the Principes. You get to Thureos instead of a Massilian Hoplite, maybe just dump the Gladiators. Like, that's what I imagine, or maybe just dump Cav. The Hoplites didn't perform great last game, so that's probably part of the deal. Everything else is the same, so 4 Lancers, 4 Levy Freemen, 2 Massilian Cav, 2 Celtics, 4 Axe Warriors, 1 Massilian Hoplite, 1 Thureos, so with some better Axe Warriors. Sky Element probably has the same army, yeah, it's the same, so it's 3 Sock Equites, 2 Equites, 2 Triarii, 3 Principes, 3 Hastati, 3 Spear Gladiatrices, and the 1 Syrian, and the Legatus, I guess. And again, just screening these Tarentines early game. If I saw this army, I would probably just take 1 Tarentine and maybe go another Massilian Cav. Maybe that's not worth it, I don't know. It just seems like the Tarentines didn't get any value, but maybe we could just use them better. Again, trying to separate them doesn't make much sense to me. They need to go 2v1 against some area. Getting some shots though, so that's good. He's playing on the edge, using the range advantage against the Hastati here.
Take aim.
Understood.
But yeah, you can see he's moving his Hastati around. Like, those aren't even bad shots, like, you gotta kill, right? You just gotta kill, so...
Orders understood.
It's not even that bad, I would argue. I'll look for the dead body. There he is. Boom.
As you command. Forward.
Especially if we can get them while they move to the right, right? As they move to the right, they get sword-sided, so that's fine. But again, you don't want to use too much ammo early here. You're waiting for your infantry force to push a little bit, and then that'll force Sky Element to move around. Celt at Ashes should switch positions, like maybe put the Celts on the extreme flank. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, you are much wider. The Celtics do kind of want to be the ones to flank. Yeah, the Axis want to get in the grind, and the Celtics want to flank. But again, he just didn't flank with anything. Like, ideally, I agree it would be the Celtics, but as long as he does it with something, with obviously Levy Freeman to screen as well, that's ideal. That's a good move from Sky Element. So like, you can see like with how wide Simplified is, if Sky Element just stays central, he gets wrapped much faster, right? So he just rotates to one side, so that this is a very far rotation, especially for like this. Yeah, like Soph was saying, this Axe Warrior here is gonna take forever to get into a fight. Here, so that's why Sky Element is moving to one flank. If you're ever getting rushed, this is what you do. You go to one side, so that the rush will take longer from one side. Also, again, just getting dumped. I'd like to see these Massilian Cav just like stay farther back. Like, you don't want to use them on the charge anyway, because they just don't kill anything on the charge. So
Quickly now!
Like, these are decent shots, again, whatever. Just dumping. Levy Freeman just screening out, that's fine. Does it eat the charge, though? It kind of eats the charge of the Lancer, though, so that's not great. Yeah, these charges are not good.
By your command!
Not getting enough connection with his charge there. Not gonna lose much for it, but it just means the Celtics are fighting a Prickabay, and they're just gonna lose that fight.
Understood!
And again, the action needs to come around the flank pretty quick. There it goes. That's pretty good. Again, Levy Freeman need to come as well. Wait, why not take this? Yeah, okay, we'll take this. The rest, hitting the Prickabay there. But like, again, these fights are not good, right? Like, again, you don't want to have Stadi to grind in this fight. That's kind of what Stop was saying again. It should be the Axe Warrior getting in here. Like, maybe this Axe Warrior should be getting in here. We should be always fighting like this, and then my edge units are trying to get around the flank and then get these root charges. Like, if he was faster with this Hastati, like, this Hastati would clear the path, mean that this guy doesn't want to charge and take the Pila, and then you just get a root charge and then get back in. There's not that much Pila here, right? Like 2 Hastati, but they're pretty far away, so you can afford to do that if you have enough of a screen. But now you're just getting a clean engagement for the Extraordinary, and this is what the Extraordinary are for. The whole point of the Extraordinary is they guard the flanks because they can eat the cav charges. More than a, you know, a Sock Equite or something. But there are 2 Terrantines, so I like what Simp is doing. He's just saying, look, I'm going to get my Terrantines involved on this flank where I know it's going to be better. Pulls out his Celtic, will take a lot of losses, but he does get a clean charge here. And he gets the Celtics into this fight, gets the Axis here. Very nice. Now, this is really important, is like, because he's getting this cool charge from the flank, he can just post up these Levy Freeman right here and just Pila from close range into the sword side of these Celtics. Get Simp in the chat, I mean, I don't know if he's watching. I'm not gonna message him. He will have seen it if he's around. But yeah, now he gets sword side this. He's sword siding this. So 2 of the 3 Princapays are here. But look, so many units not activated. Rome wants a small front, right? Because they have less numbers. So they want this small front. He did destroy this Extraordinaria though. Didn't really take as many losses on the Lancers. Did take some, but that's okay for the value he's getting. He's also nuking this Principe. But the Principe, again, look at the sword side. Look at the sword side. This is how you play the game. You just sit there and you Pila when you can. And the Pila is doing so much. 20 kills on a triple Chevron Axe Warrior is so much value for literally nothing. And that's because of the way he engaged, right? Into the square. Or I guess, I don't know if it was in square. Yeah, it probably was in square. But the Gladiators are dying. But now these Hastati look really strong here. Like depleted Celtics, depleted Axe Warriors, full Hastati. The Hastati are going to do great here. And again, just not playing to attack everywhere is kind of sus, I think. Like, you kind of want to attack everywhere as Massilia. Like, playing one flank, you can try to dominate one flank, but you need to be pressuring here because now 2 Principes are engaged here, and only 1 is remaining. So this flank looks primed to get overloaded, and you're not using your biggest advantage. 2 Hippeus are you know, sitting there doing nothing, right? I mean, of course, a lot of Rome is doing nothing as well, but your advantage is the Hippeus, it's not the infantry. So the Hippeus need to get as many charges as possible. That's like the win con. If you can maximize the number of charges you're getting, you will win the game. Like now, this Hippeus is going to go in, but he's probably just going to get Pila'd. Okay, no, he's just going to dip. But now that he will actually like nuke this cav, but he doesn't have any support, so I guess that's kind of a problem. Principe pretty dead. Axe Warrior will finish it off. These Principes also didn't get a charge, so Missing Hoplites will perform there. Nice Pila as well. But the Gladiators are getting into this fight, and the Gladiators will, of course, destroy cav. There's one thing they're good at, it's definitely destroying cav with that. 20 bonus versus large, good attack, 40 attack, kind of crazy. So now the Terrantine is just trying to tie down units. I mean, the Terrantines are doing okay. They could be, again, like one of them could be over here, just like forcing units to screen. Now Rome is actually going to take the initiative on the other side, catching Simplify kind of off guard while he's microing over here. And that is devastating for sure. And you can't, like, he can take this fight for now, but like eventually, I guess he's killing these cav before the Hastati will be able to do too much, but there is always more support. And the Gladiators getting into that killing spree, 39 weapon damage, starting to cook, but the Hippeus get out of there, so that's good. Over here, countercharge came in. Equite's losing some men, but these Extraordinari are going to get a clean charge into everything here. So look at all the kills there. Hippeus probably are going to be okay though. Principe did die over here, so putting a lot of effort into this flank has been paying off, but there's just still the Hastati in reserve. Terrantine's finally getting caught. Not ideal. Big Levy Freeman Pila about to own that Extraordinaria. Oh my god, unit is just dead. Loose formation Hastati charging in. Actually kind of going to get that surround because they're in this formation, kind of good. Syrians still just getting free shots, haven't been pressured. don't mind the kills, like they're still doing value, but
Understood.
the center is kind of breaking, so Simplified's starting to gain some advantages here.
Yes, Commander.
Really, I'm not sure why these Principes did so bad. I think that was that sword side from the Thureos that means these Principes are doing so poorly, and now you can see he's actually getting the back charges. This is where Massilia is going to excel in this situation. Now, Three Gladiator Treaty is going to come in here, probably actually just kill these Thureos, because I don't think they got a charge. No, they didn't get a charge, in fact. So that's quite good. And yeah, the battle will certainly continue to rage on. I feel like these Astadi are pretty threatening, but the triple Chev Dax Warriors actually, despite being much more depleted, actually are winning this fight pretty easily. And this Principe did break as well. There's a full Extraordinary Eye. There's also a full couple of Cav here. This Cav is just going to chase the Payas, or the Tarentines off the map. We're here, these Astadi are not performing great. They're just getting cycle charged, full of Payas, or yeah, full of Payas there. Finally, a rear charge from these Extraordinary, but they're going to take a lot of damage for this because they're already tangled up with a ton of units. Sim didn't get this charge, he needs to realize that because he needs this charge ASAP. Although the Principe is again just losing the Axe Warriors, probably just had to do with an earlier charge here by the Lancers. And now it looks like a very close game. And if anything, Massilia is just better, I would say. Nice charge from Simp. Getting the charge should kill off this this Extraordinary with all the support that's around. And yeah, this just looks like a win. I mean, the game's been going for a long time, but I can't see this really being close. Just getting charges, finishing off these fights, and then the infantry will be enough. I guess there's a full cav here. But yeah, these fights are just good for Massilia, surely? There's just a full Lancer, so... yeah, 2 full Lancers. It's just GG. Boom, big charge, should end the game. Well, it actually is quite close. I mean, I can't imagine Rome would ever win this. Yeah, they're sort of routing. Yeah, okay. It was close in the end. These gliders actually probably did a lot. Yeah, 139 just cooking in the cat fight, which made it a lot closer because there was no infantry support for Rome, but wow, close game in the end. Okay, I kind of thought it was way more over than it was, but all good. I was correct about who won. So what went well? Yeah, the Axe Warriors did okay. They lost a lot. Like, both sides got Pila to shit. I think that's more devastating. I mean, it's devastating for both, but there's a Thureos, so the Pila is always going to be good for Massilia. So losing these guys to Pila was pretty rough, but losing Principe is also bad. Triarii kind of didn't do great. I mean, one got 140. I guess that's okay. And the Hastati, despite being like the reserves, fully fresh for the end game, didn't perform as well as I thought they would when they were coming into those fights against depleted units. I thought they would kind of cook that and end it, but they did not do that. So 1-1. You can say the adjustments worked. I think the Thureos did good. Spears, the Gladiatrices just didn't do great. They got charged a lot by like Tarentines and Cav eventually, so that probably hurt a little bit as well. We're going into the 4th game, so obviously I think both sides are just going to keep the same army here. No reason to change. Both have won the game. Simplified probably thinks he's fixed his issue from the earlier games, and maybe he has, not sure. With that adjustment with Thureos. So yeah, same armies, 4 Axe Warriors, 2 Celtics, 4 Levy Freeman, 1 Massilian Hoplite, 1 Thureos, then 2 Tarentines, 4 Epais, 2 Massilian Cav, 4 Simplified, 3 Principes, 2 Triarii, 3 Gladiatrices, 3 Astadi, 2 Extraordinary, 3 Saki Equites, and 2 Equites, with Assyrian and Legatus for Sky Element here. Let's skip the early game here, 13-minute game, so we gotta sit around for a while. I want to do as little of that as possible, so we're just gonna skip. And yeah, I mean, last game was close. I think Simplified had, I don't know, it looked a little weird, like, he was trying to fight on one side, but I guess he got enough value shooting the Principes kind of with his Pila and overwhelming on the flank. He got a good enough engagement to make that count. Nice Pila there by the Tarentines. Getting some value early. Shooting them while they're moving. Trying to just max out early game value, that's fine. Gonna be hard to get shots, but he is getting them. He's not losing anything for it, so it's like not bad. Excels 3 Tarentines to Assyrian volley over here, move up Pila volley. But that's acceptable. But I honestly feel like the attack Sky Element made on Simplify's left was sort of not necessary. Like I was saying, oh, Simplify should be attacking on all sides, and then Sky Element just gave him a fight where he had 2 more Lancers to just engage, and that kind of turned the tides in Simplify's favor because Sky Element kind of overextended with like 1 Principe on that side, and it just got destroyed. I think that was the one that didn't get very many kills. Nice positioning. Like this is so good. Now, like you don't want to attack right now. I think if you're Simplified, like you can, I guess, but right now your Terratides are causing so much chaos. You're gonna be able to get so many free shots just shooting these guys before you even engage. I mean, I guess you're like in a good spot to just take this fight. You can Pila, you can get around the flank. You're already pretty close to doing that, so it's not bad to do so.
Quickly now.
But you can see these Terratides are just
Fire at will.
Terratides are winning the game right now.
At the double. Quickly now.
As you command.
I don't know why Sky Element stopped screening with his study, but was causing some problems.
Forward.
Now again, these Syrians are just getting a lot of early game value just shooting Massilian Cav. Nice shots into some Spearmen as well. But it looks like Simplify wants to take this fight.
By your command.
And here comes the charge.
Forward.
Big volley at Pila.
By your command.
And probably a good counter charge here too. Down the line here, you're gonna hit a lot of Snotty with that. You're gonna hit the retreating Extraordinaria as well. So great charge. But where's the follow-up? What infantry fight is gonna happen here? Not sure.
Understood.
I'm not sure I love taking these charges though. Like these charges against the Equites and the Sock Equites, I want my Cav to take that charge. Because my Cav is going to do a lot of damage to them and not take any damage. Like I don't want to lose Levy Freeman for this charge. Because this charge is good for Lancers. It's really good for Lancers. Now this fight also, like you didn't get an infantry to follow up. You don't want to use the Thoreos to follow up here. So it's a bit weird. Here, Principes got knocked over. So this looks like it was a very solid charge. So this should be good for Massilia. This is a weird fight, but again, like, Levy Freeman kind of just dead, 0 kills. Guess the Sock Equites hit them first, not sure. This Levy Freeman dead, this Levy Freeman dead. Like, 3 Levy Freeman dead. I only want the Levy Freeman to Pila the Extraordinaria. I don't want them to Pila fucking Equites and Sock Equites, because those are the units that my Hepeas have a good time against and, like, get good value against, right? This looks like it'll be a very solid charge, though. So yeah, you'll get charged here, but you'll get the counter charge into the Gladiatrices. And then over here, some units are kind of out of the fight, so it might take a while. This is a very weird fight here, where like these Triarii can easily get peeled in the back by like, or rear charged by the next unit that comes over here. So that could be a good way to kind of kill this unit off for free. Let's see what happens though. And also, yeah, the Equites don't even get a char, or don't even get peeled really. And the Gladiatrices kind of get behind the cover of their cavalry, so they're not going to eat this charge so bad. I mean, they're still going to eat it pretty hard. Boom. Instantly losing 14 men, so maybe it was a good charge. Lancer's going to... Oh, Lancer's going to eat this Pila, maybe. That would be bad. So he has to commit to the charge. Looks like they're not going to Pila for whatever reason. They haven't lost any men, so I don't think they peeled earlier. So that's a good charge. But there's like some weird thing going on where there's not a lot of follow-up for the infantry, right? Like... There's no infantry follow-up for this charge, which is not ideal. It was the same over here. Now there is follow-up finally with the Axe Warriors, and Axe Warriors here as well. Again, someone should be peeling this. Like, even when this Celtic is running by, just throw the Pila and then keep going. Like, get that value while you can. Stadi getting that counter charge into the Axe Warriors. Axe Warriors will still do well here, but without getting the clean charge, might actually be pretty tight. And a lot of Levy Freemen are just dead, and that means the numbers will actually favor Rome, and that's just bad because Rome quite likes this engagement. Yeah, nice rear charge here, so that was good. Decent charge here, gonna hit the Principes, gonna hit kind of all 3 units, so we like that value for the Hepeas on the charge. Maybe just click the attack order here and peel the crap out of this Extraordinaria. This Lancer's kind of gonna die for this, but he's gonna get a nice rear charge into the Principes. Oh, the Axe Warriors kind of like got stuck on something, they're getting a charge. But neither are the Principes. Okay, he's pulling them back. Pretty smart. Lancer, I don't know. Okay, it pulls out 46 men, not terrible. Stadi are dying here pretty cleanly. Equites gonna die to the Massilian Cav for sure with all the support. So flank fight's looking good. This unit's gonna die. Where are the Principes? So one Principe getting sword-sided by the Thoreos. So the Thoreos continue to get a lot of value. But now the Syrians are also getting value here. 8 kills already, only on good Cav units. Nice Pila, so that's exactly what the Levy Freeman are doing. So I think Simp has a good position here. He's going to kill all these cav for free. He already killed a Principe. He's killing a lot of cav. He killed this cav. There's a lot of Roman cavalry alive, but that's sort of it. Now the question is, are the Lancers too hurt to continue this? Nice attack here again, just Pila, or charging this Principe. Full Axe Warrior gets the charge. Gonna enjoy that a lot, although this Lancer is taking a lot of damage. Here, like, this fight should just be fine. This Massilian Hoplite will just lose this Triarii. Again, like, this is a fight we really need to take this fight. Like, going in here and just dying doesn't really make sense to me. Like, just run away. I mean, he is gonna get good swordside Pila, but, like, he can do that as well by not fighting. If he continues to chase. If he doesn't chase, then it's good for you. Now these cav need to get into the fight. There's no reserves. Like, right now, pretty much every unit is tied down. This is combat. I guess this Astadi is kind of free. Axe Warrior losing the Principe, but it's pretty close. Celtic's gonna lose this Triarii, but again, it's like pretty close, and this guy can even that situation out. There's a 2-for-1 here. 2-on-2 here. Axe Warrior trading down here. So there's this one unit in reserve here, but there's a lot of cav. And there's like a couple of your Freemen. So, and there's a 2v1 here. So if you think about like this guy and this guy matching up, this guy and this guy matching up. Now these fights might be favoring Rome on the whole. They are, but some of them are winning for Massilia. So now is the time to attack, right? Take your Lancer, Levy Freeman. There's no cav support here. Get around the flank, attack here, and just go in. Everyone go in. Commit, commit, commit. Like, don't even stop with this. Just run through, get your Massilian cav, start recharging everything, and you win here as Massilia, I think. But there is a lot of cav. Now this Asagi is breaking through as well, so now there's good infantry support here. He's going to use this Lancer to just kill off this Astadi, which I think is probably just worth it. He might die long term, but he needs to get the value on the flank, right? So he's trying to do that now. This Epeius can ping pong like 3 places. But the Syrian is starting to really take a toll on these cav units. 27 kills, look, all you have is Chevron, so 27 kills, but already got 500 gold value on just kills, not even HP damage, so that's pretty good. And yeah, these infantry are starting to win this grind because the cav aren't getting enough like good charges, and now these other cav units are breaking through. This is winning for Massilia though, so don't, you know, overlook that. These cav fights are great for Massilia as well. 55-man Lancer can cycle. Levy Freeman can try to break through here. But these Lancers are dying. Opening up these Principes as well. Finally, looks like the, nope, Syrian's gonna live, but it is gonna eat a charge, so it's pretty much out of commission. And now these infantry units are breaking through. So both sides are gonna have a flank where they dominated. But this Triarii, I think, is pretty much the key to the battle right now. It's 96 men. It can do a lot. Same with this Principe here. It's 82 men. Those 2 infantry units are very hard to kill. Now this Massilian Hoplite holding on is going to help out. And the cav fight, I mean, this Lancer needs to do a lot. It's 42 men now, so it's been taking damage. 29 men here as well. Tarentine, pretty healthy, but there's a full cav here as well. 68 men, Sake Kute. And now it's just about the charges. And the Lancer need to get the value here. Yeah, getting pretty good. Just hitting a charge and then going for the gen. Seeing maybe I can snipe the gen. Turn that morale situation into our favor. Obviously that would be good. But these cav fights are just so close. It's a very close game. Tarentine's gonna go kill the Syrian. It's like kind of needed. The Thurio Spear is healthy as well, so that's like the big infantry unit for Simp. But these small Equites here are enough to dissuade those Tarentines from going for the archers, and the archers are just getting insane value. Like, the archers are just winning the game right now. This Axe Warrior is killing a ton of cav, but maybe the general just died? Nope, just very tired, a lot of very tired stuff, just wavering. And yeah, Roman infantry here, gonna clutch this out it seems. He's doing quite a good job surviving. And yeah, that's why the early flanking is so important for Massilia. And that's also why the Levy Freeman need to survive and not die. Because then you don't have enough units to actually flank. And you can see, like, Rome, in the key part of the battle, was able to tie everything down. And then, like, yeah, there were Lancers, but there weren't enough of them because they'd taken some damage early game. And also to the archers. But realistically, like, the Lancers need to get around with the Freemen. And the Freemen need to peel out only the, get charged by the Lancers, you know, by the Extraordinaria. If they do that, then they can just hold on for their Pila, for the Extraordinaria, kill the Extraordinaria, and let the Lancers kill the other cav. Still a very close game, ultimately, but big Pila there.
Quickly!
But yeah, the gen is still alive, but nothing else, so it's kind of just over. Too much infantry left. And yeah, these Roman infantry are just so tanky, very hard to kill them. Grab a drink of water. And yeah, I mean, look at the kills, like, yeah, Triarii, very good. Again, that's why you need to take those advantages. Like, there was that time where that Triarii was, like, exposing its back, it got a really weird engagement. You need to kill that with your Pila, right? You want to kill that as as quickly as possible. Instead, you try to use his Cav to do that, but the Cav are going to take damage from the archers, because they're getting so close. There's not easy target. And yeah, Extraordinary didn't do great, but some of these Cav just did enough. And the infantry did enough here. Axe Warriors just not getting the value. Thorough stout value, 1 Celtic got okay value, but you can see the infantry from Massilia is struggling. The Massilian Hoplites getting 50 kills as well is a bit sad. I guess they just don't match up that well against Triarii, I'm not sure. So 2-1. Maybe that was game 4, but whatever. Hopefully, well, if this game is 13 minutes, then I'll know that it was the same one. Okay, I did it right. Nice, I'm a genius. So that was the wrong one. Whoa. So game 4. So I'm back to the double Massilian Hoplite army, so it's the same thing. Probably just saying, look, the Axe Warriors with the triple Chevrots aren't getting enough value. They're getting Pila, they're dying the Prickabes anyway. So I'm just gonna go for more infantry. Now those Thoreaus were doing a good job, but I guess not doing enough. Still going for 2 Tarentines, so that's all good. So yeah, same armies. Don't think there's anything changing for Scalment. He just believes this is the right army, so fair enough. Just gonna take the Gladiators. Nice early shots here. Oh, they didn't shoot fast enough, but idea is good to sword side. But yeah, this is why you just bring the other Tarentine like all the way around. Syrian, just getting dodged. This time, if he wants to walk to the right, then of course you're always going to get sword sided at some points as you move. But again, just trying to avoid the attack of the flank, the flanking action. And Simplified should just like move back or like try to stay central. Meanwhile, he's just gonna get value with the Tarentine, so it's fun. But they're doing a good job. Nice second win, nice dodge. So now you know this guy only has 1 Pila volley, right? So that's could be something later in the game. If they use the other Pila volley, they'll become naked. They got a couple kills, so they used the other Pila volley, at least most of it. So now this is a unit that I want to charge with my Cav, where it just can't Pila, it can't fight back against the Cav charge. And still the Tarentines are just hitting some damage. Not killing anything yet, but that's okay. Nice shots on the Prickabee, that was a good shot. Got a kill as well. They are doing HP damage, definitely. Took another volley there. He is very tired, so he can't really dodge very easily. You kind of want to just be resting a little bit more. Because there's no rush, right? You just stay out of range, you can rest, and then go back in.
Now! Fire on the enemy! Take aim! Riders advance! Riders at the double!
By getting some nice shots in here.
Advance at speed!
Getting into that, some shots on study, all good. Our Tarentine is in front here, which can be fine as well. It kind of stops Zulu charges like that. Now, he might just say, look, I think I can catch you because you're tired, maybe is the idea. Exhausted even. But I don't think he will get caught. Like, just spam some orders here. Just get caught. Oh! Okay, he realized. Yeah, they're gonna get really good shots. Like, they're gonna lose some men, but they're getting really good shots. Kind of ideal.
Understood.
In a certain sense. Like, maybe not ideal, but here come the charges. Again, Hastati just dying for free. Oh, good Pila there as well. Yeah, this Lancer is getting a ton of value. Trying to peel it here, but nice block from the Triaria. I mean, this charge is gonna do nothing, but still good. Again, like, oh, okay. I'm gonna get a crazy peel here if he doesn't realize. Oh, nice, good macro, good macro. You saw it. Yeah, so this early game just favors Rome, right? Because what happened? 2 Astadi are dead. No peel on your Cav, pretty much. Like, lost a little bit here, but nothing much. This Lancer got peeled. This Levy Freeman's getting killed for nothing. This flank is very slow to react. And this is the Astadi with no peel, so I would have clicked on this fucking yesterday. Just killed it. Just come in here, hit this, just try to overwhelm this flank, because clearly Sky Element is massing on the left side here. Also, this Terrantine is just getting run down by the Equites. Probably just gonna die though, the Equite, to this Basilian Cav, so trading a Cav for a Basilian Cav, or Terrantine for an Equite is just a good trade. Because it already used all the ammo as well. Here comes this flanking action. Again, this desire to get this peel off, I think, is just misguided, right? Like, A, against these lighter Cav, like, they're not even going to get the peel all the time. This is where you want the peel, right? You don't want these Lancers to be able to kill a lot of your Lancers. You don't want a lot of the Extraordinary to be able to kill your Lancers, sorry. But he is overwhelming this flank pretty effectively. He's losing in the center. He's going to win on the right eventually. Although he didn't get a good charge into these Prickabase. These Prickabase will do a lot, but he can cycle here. Lancer's trying to get out of there, but the Archer's also going to have a field day here. Stadia going to go down. Nice rear peel here. Boom. That's nice. Got 0 kills, really. That's crazy. Lancers here again just trading with the Extraordinary. That's really good for Rome. They want to take this trade, and they get the Gladiatrices in here. Again, this is where you want Levy Freeman to exist, to allow you to recycle charges here. But there are just no more Levy Freeman on the field of battle anymore. Some hoplites you're going to kill off this Gladiatrices though, but there is a Principe in reserve. And again, Archer's just getting nice shots. This Triaria is getting, it's actually winning against Missile Hoplite. That's crazy. Missile Hoplite's just not being very good in this fight. See the dead Levy Freeman back here, they're coming back, but yeah, Syrian's just getting insane value now. They're just cooking. And Simplify is never able to really get around the flank. He's trying to like win these infantry fights, but like by doing this, you're just giving the archers a lot of time to cook. Now, if you can kill off the infantry effectively, I guess it's still worth it.
Orders understood.
Now these Basilian Hoplites are just gonna go suicide into these Principes that are fresh, so they're just gonna die. But these infantry fights are going well. Like this Principe getting surrounded is gonna die pretty easily. This guy is pretty much winning, although there's a retrenching coming that could change things. But these gladiators and a full lancer on this flank could be very annoying. And now these gladiators are getting so much value in the Cav fights, like insane value. Killing off Lancer and now the Cav as well. Terrantine is now coming back in, but there's, oh my god, there's 2 full Cav waiting for them. Again, these Principes are dying, so he has done a good job of killing off infantry, but it's costing him a lot of Cav. And since Rome's infantry is just better, if they lose the Cav, then even if you win some of the infantry fights, where you lose is going to be pretty disastrous. Now, this has been pretty good. Like, this is pretty much as good as you can have it, killing the Roman infantry, I think. But there's still a Hastati here. Full Hastati here. This Principe is pretty healthy. It's close, definitely close. But the Roman Cav is definitely better right now. And there are still enough reserves. There's also these Levy Freeman. He did realize now, so he's going to get them into the fight. There is a full Lancer here. This Lancer is actually not full, so that's good. The Basilian Cav here better than this Sake Equite. So it's actually quite close. Principe only 50 men here. It's not like a huge deal. But there's just a lot of little nubs for Rome here. There's like a small Principe here, a small Hastati here. You know, pretty healthy Gladiatrices here. Just more than what Rome has, or what Misleia has to offer right now. And yeah, and the Archer's still alive, right? The Archer just does so much. Again, almost getting a Chevron already. Just absolutely cooking everything. Because again, there was never enough around the flank. And it is hard to flank. Like, if you flank, you're pushing into the reserves of the other team, right? The other faction. So their reserves are going to always be more numerous. Which is why you want to be like pushing the flank to kill these units, right? And then snowball effect, right? You don't want to just go into their back lines and then get killed by 2 Hastati, the Gladiator or whatever. But that is tough. But yeah, this infantry for Rome is just very hard to kill, requiring a lot of resources. But I think the key to like, these games was the Levy Freemen were just dying for nothing. And getting a Pila volley, and sometimes not even getting a Pila volley. That's the thing with these lighter Cav, like the Equites that are medium. Even the heavy Sake Equites, depending on the you know, this position. So they don't even get a peel sometimes. So they're just literally dying for nothing. And if they die for nothing, like, you're just never gonna win. But they were the keys to stopping the Lancers, the Extraordinarii. And the Extraordinarii are key because they stop your Hippeus from doing well. So yeah, infantry for Rome just survives a lot, and like, look, some of these Lancers, some of these Cav getting so much value. And then yeah, Massilian Cav were just tough. Like, Massilian Cav aren't great. That's the thing. Like, they are just terrible against heavy Cav because they're medium and they have low armor. And those two things are the things that you need to survive the impact damage of a Cav charge. So without that, they just die very quickly against the Sake Equites and especially, of course, the Lancers. And so these guys weren't really a lot of value. They're also getting shot by the archers a lot. But yeah, well played, Skylet. I think he understood the matchup well. I'm not sure. I mean, it's hard to say if these guys were a bad pick. I mean, it seemed like they did fine. Like, clearly Skyleman's goal in the army comp was to just get enough infantry so that you're not feeling super exposed against this. But it never felt like it was anyway because of the Levy Freeman dying so early on. So you never felt like there was enough to be worried about, and so the gladiators were just like kind of free to do what they wanted. And it's not like the Levy Freeman would be the gladiators, but it would just be something, again, to allow the Lancers to do more. Like, the whole matchup relies on these Lancers getting a ton of value. And then just the numbers, right? But cost efficiency of the infantry for Rome is really good. The Cav, right? The Extraordinary are just better than Lancers for the cost. Like, they're pretty much the same unit, but they just are way cheaper. So it's really just the number of the Lancers getting a lot of value. The Tarentines need to get value. It's not easy to do. And then, of course, the Massilian Cav aren't going to get value usually, so. Yeah. Well played. This guy, I think he did good. Next, we're going to watch Grozny Bors versus Mishelka. So, it's Numidia versus Iceni. Very interesting matchup. So, I practiced this with Grozny a lot because he asked me to. And it was very, very close games for both sides. I think Iceni is better. I think. But it's not clear. I could see both factions being quite good here. We can talk about the advantages of both these factions. As we get into the game, because I do want to start. And I'm not sure, like, this army for Mishelka doesn't look exactly like what I was taking, but it's similar. But let's talk about the advantages of these factions. They're very interesting. I love Numidia and the Khan, one of my favorite factions. I think it's just so interesting. It has very glaring weaknesses. I know, bro, I'm actually so tired. But it's fine. It's going to be interesting. I'm just tired. I'm not bored, I promise. Now, thinking about yawning is gonna make me yawn more. No! It's okay. We lock in. So, Numidia, yeah. Numidia is a really cool faction. You get the 2 Jav Cav that are just insanely overpowered, 90 armored minion Cav. Iceni, especially when you're facing a faction like Iceni, that literally has 0 answer for them, right? Like, they have nothing to stop them. At any time, they can take over the battle, but they have to be used properly. If they take Pila, if they take HP damage early, they become a lot less effective. So it does matter, because in the end they are just Jav Cav. They only have 45 armor, 90 health. Like, they're good, insane in melee, but can't be wasted. They're very expensive. Then they have, you know, good infantry, but not a lot of it, right? I mean, not a lot of like swords. 4 legions and 1. Or these guys are the Minion Lights. Are pretty much all you're getting ever. So that's a problem. Like, these are horse against a faction like Iceni that has a ton of swords and they're very good. It's quite annoying. But you make up for that with the Peltis. The Peltis is really good. It's a really, really, really strong unit. It just fucks up infantry because whenever you're engaged, you can just sword side. Like, you pretty much always get sword side shots with these guys. Not against Cav so much, but against infantry. They can't really be shot. Every time I look at the chat, I see you talking about me yawning, and I just yawn. It's not really fair. But anyway, they cannot really be shot because it's just like waste of ammo. Usually, they're not that expensive. They have good armor. They have the loose formation. They fuck up infantry. They fuck up Cav. They, you know, count as like low tiers in melee once they're out of ammo. So very, very good. But they have a glaring weakness, and that is that if you just bring Peltis, you have no missiles, and you get kited to fucking shit 24/7 by good slingers, and that's exactly what Iceni brings, 4 Britain slingers. So what you can do with these guys, you can just sit there and you can just dump the fucking infantry, and Desert Legionnaires will die to this fire very, very quickly. And you can say, oh, you can't kite against like 2 Numidian cav, but like you can. And of course, the cav for Numidia is also very weak to missiles. So if they try to attack aggressively, then Iceni can just put a death trap on them, peel their cav, shoot their cav with their slingers, and then that's going to cause a lot of problems because if the cav die, then the game is just over. So Numidia's really cool faction. Just has these weaknesses, but also these very big strengths. That like play very differently from a lot of factions. Trying to see if there's any kills on the cav yet. Nope. But he is shooting up this swordband. I like the target, honestly. Like swordband, 45 armor, 50 health. Just front dump them, whatever. Get kills. Probably don't want to waste all your ammo, and you probably want to try to get that sword side shots on them. So like what I would do is I would come over here to try to sword side them, right? And when they turn, I'll just go back, and when he turns back, then you're gonna get sword side. So that's like a free sword side. So now this unit is basically just dead. It will just die the first peel of volley it takes, right? So it's kind of out of commission, so nice. You take it out one of the swords. Sorry, we didn't look at the armies yet. So the army for Grozny is 4 armored Numidian riders, the Gen, and 2 other Peltis, so 3 Peltis. He does take 2 slingers, and this is what I was doing too, and the 2 slingers are just to like be a little annoying for the Britain slingers, something to think about. And late game, they can just win you the game if you are able to crunch and kill the Britain slingers. And then he has armored Numidian spearmen, like what, 2 of them? Yeah, 2 of them, and then 2 Desert Vigiles. So this is the army that I was taking for Numidia, and I think it's quite good with the 2 these guys. You always want your Gen in the Peltis, like it's very safe there, nothing really happening. And Britons, Iceni are bringing 4 slingers, 4 chosen spearband. Chosen swordband, chosen swordband, chosen swordband, chosen sword. So 4 chosen swordband, 1 swordband, and 1 spearband, 1 Levy Freeman, with 4 vet riders and the heroic rider. I was taking something similar, but I was taking like less chosen spearband. I took 1 elite infantry, the heroic noble. Just because the heroic noble just fucks up so much shit and it warrants so much attention. Like, yeah, it will get PL'd by the Peltis, but you have a lot to worry about because all the chosen swordmen are also very good. And I was bringing like swordbend and stuff, so I had a ton of swords, and I would just make sure get my swordman or like the heroic noble, sorry, into a good fight where it can't really be very easily PL'd, especially not sword side, and then it will do fine. It'll just kill a legion and be fairly healthy, even if it's getting dumped. So that's good. And then I also just Britain needs to shoot with the slingers. And Numidia doesn't want to rush. Like Numidia's not really a great rush faction because their cav is so liable to get shot. So if you just rush, you're gonna lose a lot of cav for that. I mean, often you will lose a lot of cav. Oh, there's also 2 armored Numidian spears. I think I said that. So Numidia's in a weird place. We're like, well, I don't want to rush, but I don't want to get anywhere near these slingers. Like I don't really want to fight these slingers at all because these slingers are just gonna fuck me up anytime I get anywhere near. But you kind of have to, right? You just sort of have to. So you're just gonna use the slingers to start the slinger fight, and try to get up in front of the fire with your infantry. I like this flank attack from the armored minions, just kind of like solo riding it because he knows like if anything goes to fight them, like they have shield wall, they have counter cav tactics, they can bring a cav to help. So Numidia can dominate the space, of course, because they have the Jav cav. And the funny thing is, the cav for Iceni is also weak to missiles, right? So neither side really wants to commit their cav to any sort of charge. Like, they can, but like, is it worth it? It's very tough to say, especially because these armored Numidian cav, if the vet riders become depleted, like these armored Numidian cav just win the game kind of by themselves. So neither side really wants to commit to cav engagements. Numidia doesn't really want to walk into this fire, but you're like, I guess I will if I have to start the fight. But it's very hard for either side to initiate here. Britons are very happy to just sit here and shoot, though. They don't mind that at all. It's on the Lancers to sort of initiate this fight with the infantry. Now, the place to do it is on the flank, right? If you try to do something in the center, you're just getting shot by fucking 8 million things. There's no point in doing that. So you need to try to fight from the flank, where really, like, this slinger can't even really turn to shoot you on the flank. So you're not going to take a lot of fire if you come from wide, but at the same time, that means you're very spread out, right? And so I see you can try to manipulate fights, try to fight on one side, and then shoot you as you rotate. Or if you fight everywhere, then you're very spread out, right? And I see you can try to like fight one thing and kill it before other units can engage, or just run away at kite. Kite one flank and shoot. But you can see these tribal slingers are being very annoying. They're trading with the Britain slingers here as Numidia tries to push, so that's good. Oh, no! No! Well, this can't happen. He does realize it, but I mean, he's gonna lose like 30 men on that unit probably. And so he needs to just do something here. He is at least getting into these Zet Riders with his armed minions here, so one micro mistake for another. It wasn't a complete disaster, it was pretty bad though. Losing 17, 20 guys. But he gets some nice engagements here with his cav, so that's good. Just run away here, like this is fine. Slingers are shooting though. Nice, going into square formation is just dumb. And like they can just click on this unit and it dies. Long term. But the tribal slingers are at least a countermeasure to that, which is good. But yeah, these army units we got a little too close to the sun, they got hunted down. You can see Mishalka just nicely rotates away and nice shooting cav, and that's perfect. Like look at how much damage this cav is taking already. Pretty much a useless unit now. Can't take any Pula, can't take any sustained combat, will just die. And now these legionnaires are trying to run away because they want to sword side the chosen. Yep, perfect. But they will take this charge, which really sucks. Like he doesn't want to take that charge, but he's sword siding the crap out of these chosen swords. Look how fast they're dropping. And the legionnaires took that charge like a champ. They didn't actually lose that many men, so this sword side is better than whatever you know, this charge did, right? The prolonged sword side just means that this unit is dead, and this is exactly what Numidia wants to do. Like really tacky fights that are really weird, but you're just using the peltist. Meanwhile, Iceni is just dumping you, right? So you have to kind of fight. It's a very, very interesting matchup. I think this is the best matchup of the con that I've played so far. Just so interesting in many ways. Kind of annoying to play as both sides, to be honest. But look how fast that chosen sword died. So this peltist just did God's work there with the tribal slinger as well. So that's good. Oh, big volley on the cav though, and these chosen sword spearband are really annoying. Like they mean you just can't do any frontal attacks really without good infantry support. You don't have as good infantry support, but he did bait this out really nicely. Got his lancer back in. Now they are dying to the fire, but they are gonna get all the kills. This chosen swordband just died. It just died, and this legion still has 50 men, so that was pretty good. This lancer is dead, but at least it forced a fight, which is kind of what Numidia needs at some point, and it is going to be a favorable fight. Armored Numidians are still behind, causing chaos. Lancer on the flank, very strong here, with this Armored Numidian spearman to like cause chaos. Now, probably again overextended here, gonna get just killed. That's not great. He had this lancer in position to help, but just didn't catch it. And yeah, these legionnaires gonna go down to the slinger fire. And again, the cav matters a lot because that's gonna matter how quickly these slingers die, or if they die at all, I guess. And you know, Numidia is trying to kill them. You can see Mishalka is like trying to like box up around them and just get as many shots as he can. But the fact that there are the tribal slingers in the field is forcing him to stay in big, long formations, which he really doesn't want, because it makes them much less maneuverable. Chosen Spearman, maybe he'll take this fight, but he's just getting shot, so he decides he doesn't really need it. But he probably should just take it at some point. And yeah, Desert Vigila is just trading off. Again, nice sword side here. So this legion is just gonna win. This legion is gonna win. One armored Numidian is committed into this fight here, which is a bit weird. He just goes for this charge, which is probably also, again, because it's depleted, it's gonna do very poorly in this fight. Even though if it was full health, it would definitely win. And now it's just kind of chaos. Like there's fights everywhere. Numidians breaking through here, but a lot of their cav is just dead. I guess there are two. No, actually, that's not really true. There's two lancers here that are actually doing alright. Not sure why what happened to this chosen spearman. It died so fast, and this Numidian light as well. Getting a lot of value. I completely missed this. I don't understand how these guys died so fast, but maybe the pelts were involved. Not sure. Looks a lot better for Iceni here, but the heroic rider actually is taking a beating. Wow, it's taking a big beating. But the slingers are very healthy, and they don't look like they'll die anytime soon. Because this cav is pretty depleted. This cav also, well, it's 50 men, but it's dying to the vet riders long term. And there's a lot of cav left for Iceni, so it's not clear. The good thing with these peltists, though, is the peltists can just chase the slingers indefinitely, you know, and they're not much slower. And they're very hard to kill, and of course they have javelins, so if you try to kill them with cav, it won't really work. So that can be a boon, but I mean, if the cav is this healthy, then it won't really matter. The gen did get out of there. Over here, though, there's going to be two lancers alive, and that might be enough, like, but this is where, again, you'd really want the armored Numidians to be alive, and them not being alive is a huge problem. Peltist getting good engagements, though. Spearman gonna probably lose that, I don't know. Legion's here, definitely winning. Legion's here winning, so a lot of infantry winning for Numidia. It's just these slingers are going to be a huge problem for them to deal with, but maybe they're enough dead. Enough of them are dead that it doesn't matter. And there's also, of course, the tribal slingers as well. So now the Met Riders are forced to commit here, but they'll just win, so it's not really that bad. The Cav doing a good job here. The Gen's still alive, pretty healthy, not really worried about much. And yeah, the Cav just dying to missile fire. But you can say the thing about these Riders just getting absolutely obliterated. And if there's no Cav on the field, that favors Numidia, right? Because the Peltasts are just good. And the infantry was winning. So now it's just the Gen, 30 men, and this Vet Rider, which is something. The Gen's also getting dumped. Does he die? He lives, it seems. But there's also, yeah, this Tribal Slinger, I guess will die at some point, probably. There's also a Chosen Swordman here. So this is a Heavy Numidian Skirmisher, 3 Heavy Numidian Skirmishers, and 1 Tribal Slinger looks like are alive. So 1 Tribal Slinger is dead, pretty much, is the way to think about that. These fights are going well for Numidia now. Just owning this fight, but as long as they're kind of close, right, the Slingers can always clutch it, although the General is going to be super annoying, and this is what the Peltasts do. They just chase. And they're almost never going to get, they're never really going to get caught. But they're going to always stay close enough where they don't really want to turn and shoot. At some point, you probably just have to dump this guy from 4 angles, right, just like split up. Like, there's only 2 Peltasts, right, like that can, well, only 1 Peltast that can really help right now. So that, you know, they just need to spread out and kill the Gen. This Vet Rider is also alive, so it can cause chaos here as well. Not sure I would ever shoot this visually, but okay, you need to get an escape route, I guess. And the General did just die. That's a huge problem. I think he probably died to friendly fire, if anything. They won't rout, though, so it's not the end of the world. Gonna double speed here. And now you just need to wait for your morale to stabilize. You can see now gonna get some nice shots here. Oh, he did break this one. That's a little annoying. But these Peltasts will start to drop. I mean, sustained fire, especially like good shots, sword side, will be annoying. He's gonna use the Gen to just slow down that 1 Cav. He can afford that for sure. Because he wants to kill the Numidian Gen, right? That will cause big morale problems. This Vet Rider has to get in on that Slinger, probably. But these Peltasts are just so durable. Only 44 men, though. They are dropping quickly. There's a lot of ammo being used, though. But if the Gen dies, I think it's certainly winnable. There's a whole nother Peltast here, and we already saw how annoying they can be. And, okay, just gonna be a trade. But these Peltasts don't really want to rout. They're finally gonna go down, though. Vet Rider should kill off these Slingers at some point. I mean, that's just not routing. I guess he's going for the Gen, makes sense. Gen routes. Dead, yeah, he's dead. He's definitely dead. Now they're trying to kill the other Peltast, but he needs to kill the Slinger, right? The Slinger is gonna kill the Cav. And it is just doing that. Okay, it stabilizes. But it probably doesn't have enough ammo. I mean, they've been shooting all game, so I would imagine that, especially with Testudo, like, he can just Testudo and probably be fine. These guys out? No, they're not out yet. The red line is approaching. You forgot about the Slinger, maybe it ran out of ammo, not sure. Probably ran out of ammo. But you can probably just, yeah, you can just chase and Peltasts are goated, and this is what Peltasts do so well. He's gonna need to now use the Cav here, yeah, but it's probably just too late. Yeah, Britain Slinger's gonna rout, and that will spell disaster. So very close game, and it came down to fine margins, but yeah, Numidia takes that in a very close fashion. Let's look at the kills quickly. I mean, Slingers did their job, but wasn't enough, which is surprising because the Numidians got wasted. Like, Army Numidian Cav with 7 kills. It's always a game that you want to win. But that also comes down to the fact that I think the army is a little misguided. Like, 4 of these spears are very annoying, but they don't kill a lot. And you can see that Rome, Numidia, was getting a lot of value killing the Chosen Swordman. Like, look at this, 27, 22, 74, no shabs. Like, these sword-side shots from the Peltasts are just great. The Peltasts, definitely MVP. But a lot of units got wasted, so it's a kind of a missed opportunity, I'd say, for Mishelka, considering, like, kind of both Armored Dominion Spirit died for nothing. Armored Dominion Cav died for nothing. Like, that's a lot of value. Whereas, like, Grozny just outplayed Mishelka in the main fights, but he also lost a lot of units for free. So, the game was there to be won, but Mishelka wasn't able to do it, and Grozny took advantage. Let's go to game 2. Looks like there is a change, a big change in Mishelka's army.
We
As you
understand.
Well, no doubts. Discard them.
Yeah, much different approach. More aggressive, only 2 slingers. 2 elite cav. The elite cav are very good in this matchup. There's just nothing that can stop them. Of course, the armored minion cav can shoot them, which is good, but they are unstoppable, kind of like the melee aspect of the game, which is big. So 2 slingers, they're a swordband and a swordband and a painted one. So you got a painted one, just going max swords here. He's got 4 chosen swordband, surely. Yeah. 1 painted one, and the 2 swordband in the center with the Levy Freeman and the spearband, 2 slingers, and then just 2, 3, 4 vet riders, 2 rogue riders, and 2 more spearbands. So very aggressive, just basically replacing 2 slingers for 2 more spears, and then a bunch of the expensive spears. What are they called? I don't remember. But the 690 spears for cav, for an elite cav. And our chosen spearband, that's what they're called, chosen spearband. Numidia remains unchanged. I think this is like pretty much the only army you should ever take is Numidia in this matchup. I don't think there's much to change really. I mean, there's probably some small things you can do. Using the spearband here to kind of lock their breadline, keep these army minion cav in front, which makes sense. He's very wide, doesn't want them behind, if possible. I mean, they probably could get behind if you really wanted to, but this is going to be interesting, though. Because the infantry fight, again, is very tough for Numidia. They need to use the Peltis to even that out. But now there's just a lot of cheap spears that can get involved, and the 2 elite cav. So if the cav suffers quickly, these army minion riders die a lot on the early engagements, the elite cav are just going to be too much to stop. Army minion cav just dumping a little bit here. Nice shots there, sword side. Take advantage of that. Anytime they're walking like this, just sword side and like, yeah, I mean, 13 kills on a chosen swordband is ridiculous. Like, it's just insane value. But Mishelka is going to be able to overwhelm Numidia, get to the Peltis. That's probably the plan, right? Just get to the Peltis with the elite cav. Don't let them shoot at all. Overwhelm them with numbers. And then just, you know, crush them before their minion cav are really a threat, before the Peltis can get a lot of value. And based on the time on the clock, that's basically what's going to happen. It's going to be a fucking fight to the death. Slingers, though, getting early shots again. Like, never do this. Never attack to your left. Like, why would you do this if the enemy has missiles? You're opening up your sword side. Like, why not just attack this way so you're getting shot in the shield side? But really, you never want to even be rotating. If you're in range of enemy missiles, that's the range, kind of. That was not really well drawn, like that. You always want to rotate outside of range. Even if you're walking to the left where you're not or to the right where you're not showing your shield, your sword side, you're still gonna get nuked by these slingers because they're all gonna be hitting the way that they target a unit, right? So your slingers here, then you have a unit walking like this, right? They're walking this way, so they look like this. The way that they hit here just nukes the side of these units. It hits a lot of the missiles are gonna hit these front guys and they're just gonna kill them. So you're gonna lose a lot of men very quickly, and if you show your sword side, of course, it's even worse. You can just see, like, they're not really missing very much. Okay, these guys are actually terrible, they're just missing. But, like, for the ones that are hitting, they're all hitting, like, right down the line, right? Kind of bad example, I don't know, they were kind of missing a lot, but maybe these guys are just trash. Now, aggressive charge coming out here, but again, this is what the gen wants, right? He takes that charge very nicely and just wins this combat. This will be a good fight for the legions, though, because these guys have already taken so many losses. So this is just winning, and they also just didn't get a charge because they got stuck here. Meanwhile, this Vet Rider did get a good engagement here, smashing these legionaries, but didn't get many kills. Did get into the tribal slingers, though, and the heavy duty skirmishers. So a lot of chaos caused by this unit, but it's dying pretty much for free. The general actually tried to run away because of the Vigiles, and actually took a lot of damage. These early fights are really bad for Iceni. Over here, I don't even know what's happening. But again, this looks good for Numidia as well. So Numidia is kind of taking full advantage of some mistakes. Like, why would the general ever run from this fight? I mean, yeah, there was infantry support, but there's infantry support right here that could have gotten involved as well. This flank is just crumbling. Heroic Rider getting chased down. I mean, something is dead over here. It's a Spearman. Armored Minion Cav is taking full advantage of these empty flanks, using the Armored Minion Spears to dominate the flank against the Spearman. So this just looks disastrous. I mean, this game is literally already over. And basically, I think Mashalka wasn't able to coordinate an attack, really. And he, like, I don't know, just ran into, like, a fucking meat grinder. Considering he lost, I mean, giving up the sword side basically meant, like, a couple of his units were really weak already. Just insta-died, and now you're just down 2 infantry units, so it's that kind of small details that you really can't miss if you wanna win, because you just lose 40 men on your chosen swordband to a tribal slinger before the battle even starts. And that flank is gonna be weak. It's gonna be taken advantage of very easily. And then, of course, the vet riders going out to charge into the lancers is a really good engagement for the lancers as well. He tried to cause chaos, get into the slingers, get into the peltas, but that's like a really short-term value, because your cav is just going to die and the peltas are going to be fine in the long term. They're not going to lose any men. They'll be unable to fire for a bit, but they're not going to lose a lot of men. They're always going to be back for more later, and now, of course, the Genteer is just going to eat shit to those very peltas. General is dead, and disaster is soon to fall down. This Heroic Rider out here is finally getting some value, killing off this armored minion cav, but I feel like the game is kind of over, but maybe not. I mean, he does still have cav in good numbers. There should be an armored minion cav somewhere. It is fighting here, I guess. But the support, now the cav support is actually coming in, the infantry support, sorry, to help kill off these cavs. So it's not over. There's some buggy little cav units here. There's still 2 slingers, but you would say like a full Desert Legion here, full Vigile, Slinger's still alive, full half-strength Legion here, half-strength Legion here, General's full, and a couple of cav units probably is enough to take this. But these armored minion cav dying for no reason was kind of weird. Legions here and Chosen Swordband fighting to the death. Full armored minion spear here though, very annoying. He is getting to these units, so a bit overzealous, I would say, because this was looking really good, but then all of a sudden all these cav are dead, and now you could say maybe these slingers can turn this. Probably not still though. Because yeah, the fights are just winning. He hasn't lost a single fight pretty much anywhere. Yeah, just things have died in the trades, but now, yeah, I mean, now it's just over. It doesn't take much to kill these slingers. Like again, we saw last game, it can just literally be the peltas. There's quite a few peltas alive, so yeah, that'll be a 2-0. Yeah, this army, it's just like, it doesn't really play into the strength of Iceni against Miss Hazley. Like, Iceni wants to just sit there and shoot and force the shitty army mini riders to run in and die. But when you have this rush, then they're like, okay, I don't need to sit there. You have nothing to shoot them. I mean, there are 2 slingers, but like not as much to shoot them, especially on the flanks. And going wide against the army minion cav is also kind of sus. Although he did deal with one of them, but the other one got a ton of value. So, yeah, I mean, maybe it could still work. Like, I'm not saying it wouldn't work, but like, the attack would need to be very well coordinated. And when you're that wide, it's always hard to get everything in at the same time, especially if your opponent is like playing to deny that. And Grozny clearly was. So, a 2-0 situation. Let's see how Mashalka handles it. Does he go back? Ooh, he goes off the deep end. He said, okay. He's like on a seesaw. Started out with a pretty balanced army, 1 heroic rider, and no heroic nobles but 4 slingers. Then he had crazy like cav spam with the 2 elites. Now he has no elite cav, 5 slingers, just quite a bit. Only 4 vet riders, and this is very sus because like you just think about it, right? How are 4 vet riders supposed to defend 5 slingers in the long term against the 2 Jav cav? Gotta be hard. But he also has 2 heroic nobles, so he just wins the infantry fight pretty much instantly. So maybe he doesn't need to survive for that long. He just needs to shoot, get his infantry in, protect his rear line. He has a bunch of spears to do some stuff. Triple Chevron Levy Freeman, you know how it is sometimes. You don't want to upgrade the sword band for some reason. Not sure about that. But yeah, I mean, he's gonna have to win this infantry fight very quickly. I mean, there are also 2 chosen spearband, so the army is 2 swordband, 3 chosen swordband, 2 heroic nobles, 2 chosen spearband, 5 slingers, 4 vet riders, and what, 1 Levy Freeman and 1 spearband. Same army for Grozny. We don't need to go through that. Oh, look, Sofa is here. Yeah, Sofa is waiting for you. And yeah, I mean, it's just gonna be like the problem here. Well, it's not really a huge problem, I guess, is that these cav can't do anything early game. If they try to commit themselves early game and die, then you just lose instantly, so you can't really use them. But you don't need to use them because you have better infantry. You wouldn't dare the Lancers for Numidia to charge, try to even out the infantry fight, because you're not going to even out the infantry fight anyway. It's just too favored for the 2 Heroic Nobles here. Maybe with the Peltis you can start to do something, but, yeah, 5 against 4 in terms of mainline infantry, and 2 of them are elites. Like, good luck. That's never going to work, really. So, Numidia needs to start trying to find value elsewhere, right? They need to kill the Cav somehow. But how are they going to do that? Because I think you can just sit back and relax with them. Well, you're going to need to surround, you're going to need to attack the low tiers, you're going to need to use the Peltis, right? And of course, the Jav Cav are going to be absolutely important, which is why, of course, these 2 strong Chosen Spearmen and the Swordband are out here on the flank. But Grozny is quite wide, so it's going to be hard to engage with all these infantry at once, because he's very narrow, there's only so many units for them to fight, and of course, as they go in, if they go in piecemeal, Numidia can gobble them up. So, you know, that's sort of the thing. Of course, I guess really Numidia has to attack, right? So maybe that complicates the situation. So I can see the theory for the army. Definitely think it can work. Again, Numidia hates attacking into this. Like, even though there's no cav really, like, no cav threat from Iceni, they hate to attack into 5 slingers. It's very annoying. But Grozny's doing the right thing. He's saying, look, I need to get value where the slingers aren't, and that's on the flanks. His center is very weak. His center is pretty much non-existent, which is completely fine. Doesn't really want to fight in the center at all. Gonna start to fight the slinger fight here. Of course, it is just losing, so nice. As soon as he takes the slinger fight, he's gonna start running forward with his infantry, because he doesn't want to sit in this fight for too long. Just lose. And of course, it's like 2v1 even here, so he's not even getting the value, so kind of has to. This is a good engagement, though. Like, this angle is very good. Like, these tribal slingers will win this fight, because they're just literally sword-siding the Breton slingers for free, which is good. Breton slingers shooting the light infantry, which is good. These tribals are starting to die a little bit. Jav Cav biding their time behind, trying to flank around. Of course, this Iceni army is very immobile in general, so he doesn't really want to. He just wants to take a fight somewhere, or you know, he doesn't want to get surrounded, but he doesn't really want to rush or anything. Here comes the Vet Riders, and again, this is kind of risky. Like, if they get Pila'd and they lose 30 men for this charge, like, yeah, you'll win this infantry fight, but you're kind of already winning this infantry fight, right? And the Lancers don't want to be anywhere near this. These Vigiles probably should be in front, though. Like, this is a little sus. Like, okay, actually baits through the charge, doesn't want it. Fair enough. Already clicking on Cav, really good. Just gonna kill the army mini Cav pretty quickly. Trying to get in from the flank, but it's a bit mistimed, right? Like, he needs more infantry to be up. And the Vigiles need to be up here eating all the Pila. And like, this flank is a little slow, these guys are pretty far away. So it's a bit mistimed. This is fine, like, I guess for both sides. Probably want the Vet Riders to be alive. Like, probably doesn't want to take this trade, honestly, if you're Iceni, but you kind of don't want the Swordband to get charged, so at least you'll trade off a little bit. But again, if you trade off, then like, Armory and Cav are going to be good. Nice Pila here, but he's getting shot by these slingers, so the slingers are doing a bit of a screening job, which is good. Support was much closer for Iceni here, so the Swordband are going to cook, these Lancers are just going to die. And now the charge will come in, because he's probably not really prepared for this. Gets the charge, but like, this is a good charge for Iceni here, pretty much for free. Tribal Slingers are hitting these guys pretty nicely. Gets this Cav through this gap, which is pretty funny. I guess he can just go recharge this, but again, the Chosen Swordband are just going to be winning these fights. The General is going to obliterate this. This is the other Heroic Noble here, just waiting for some action. And yeah, these guys are very annoying, but they're just eating Slinger Fire. And if they eat Slinger Fire, they're just not full health, and that means the Vet Riders will do absolutely fine into them. So that's kind of what's happening on both sides here. So these armored minions aren't going to get much value. And yeah, the infantry fight is just winning. I mean, again, the Lancers don't want to really be close here. You kind of have to do something in the infantry fight, but it's a Heroic Noble, right? Like, it's a Heroic Noble. You're not gonna make this fight close by charging it. It's a fucking Heroic Noble. Sword siding it is good though. We'll do damage, but you're not gonna ever kill it quickly. You know? And again, just like in no place here is Numidia getting value, right? Like they lost both their armored Numidian cav. Actually, no, one did get in here, but like it's pretty much dead. We'll kill some slingers, but like whatever. Not really huge. Chosen Swordband just literally full strength, haven't lost anything, getting shot, but like okay, it's not the end of the world. Heroic Noble's just winning this fight easily. Lobby Freeman should probably be pushing these skirmishers though, so they don't get sword sided for too long. This Lancer is getting it for free, and you can see like, I guess these Vet Riders are alive. They're busy, but they're about to be freed up. This Vet Rider is 30 men. This is the only cab that's left, so yeah, the cab's dying too fast. I guess there is this cab as well, but Slingers are alive. Armored Medium cab is dead. This game is as good as done, pretty much. Infantry is just completely winning. And like, he doesn't even need to chase here. You can just sit there, sit on top of the Slingers and just win. The Slingers will be immense in the late game. You can see, like, yeah, I mean, things start to trade down. I mean, all the cabs pretty much dead at this point. And, you know, Numidia still has good units left. Like, even after kind of just having a hard early game, they still are okay in the mid game because Peltas are very strong. The cav for Iceni starts to die, but there's no answer for the Slingers in this case because the Armored Union cav is kind of wasted. But yeah, it's an interesting army for Iceni. I'm hopeful that he'll take it again next game, and even in game 5 as well, because I want to see. Like, this feels hard to play. Like, Numidia really struggles the early game in this matchup so hard that it does feel it kind of aids to play. Because you're just always going to get shot up by the Slingers early. There's really nothing you can do about it. But you just have to buy your time, and the Peltas will kind of counteract that as the game goes on. So that was game 3. So we go to game 4 now. And slightly different army. Wait, no. Very different.
We understand.
Now he has the army from game 1 again, I think. Or something similar. Not quite the same. So different army though. He has got a Heroic Noble Gen, 5 Vet Riders, so no Heroic Rider, but 5 Vet Riders, 4 Slingers, 4 Chosen Swordband, 2 Swordband, and then 1, 2, 3 Chosen Spearband with 1 Levy Freeman, so with 4 Slingers as well. So, but again, more of a balanced approach. Not sure what's causing him to change from one thing to the other. Maybe he thought like, oh, the 2 Heroic Nobles was overkill and my cav died, and if, you know, Grosny played better with his Jav cav, maybe he would have killed my Slingers and won the game. So I'm going to take an extra cav this time. 1 less Slinger because you don't really need 5. It seems excessive. And then, you know, it's pretty balanced. The Gen can still do a lot. I don't love putting the Gen in the infantry unit though. It's just like, now it's just great. Like, it's already good to shoot the Heroic Nobles because you're getting good value. And now it's just like, oh my god, we're killing the Gen if we shoot the Heroic Nobles. So now it's like, anytime this guy goes and does anything, he kind of just gets shot and then the Gen dies. So like, that kind of doesn't make sense. I feel like the cav has, or your Gen has to be in the cav unit in this army. Or you have 2 Heroic Nobles like last game where you can just keep your Gen in reserve. But here, like, your Gen may be called into action, right? Like, you kind of need to use the Heroic Noble, otherwise, what's he waiting for? But I guess he can not use it if his infantry is doing well enough with the 3 Chosen Spearband, the 2 Swordband, and the 4 Slingers to shoot down Desert Legionnaires. It is possible to play without using a Gen early, but like, if he's called into action, it's gonna be trouble, right? Like, it's always gonna be trouble, because there's Peltas, and Peltas are good. Javcav just running around early. Another important thing to think about the Javcav is keeping their stamina, like staying fresh with them. When they're tired late game because you've been running around all game with them, they become so much worse because their stats are just terrible when they're tired. And since they have resistance to fatigue, like, they can rest very quickly. Like, they will be fresh if you want them to be fresh, but you need to actually not just like go run back and forth, run back here, come over here, do this. Like, just chill. You can, you know, I see you can't really chase you that hard. Their infantry's very slow, so you can always just like pressure, rest, and make sure they're fresh for the end game. You can see this one's winded, this one's fresh, so yeah, this guy's been moving around a lot, like unnecessarily perhaps. But anyway, Grosny is just engaging quickly. He's just running forward, not trying to take the Slinger fire. It's fine, makes sense. He is clicking with kind of everything. He's just already clicking. So he has some pre-orders. The Gen's just gonna bait this out. But it's still pretty good charge for the Vet Rider. He's like gonna clean up a full infantry unit for free. And the Gen's not gonna get Pila in response because there's just other units here, so yeah, pretty good start here. smacks into this hit. And with the 5 cav, maybe he feels a little more emboldened to go for these charges. Although, you know, it's still dangerous.
Move out!
Like taking like 20 casualties on this one guy is pretty bad. Now getting sword-sided here, baiting the Desert Legionnaires are baiting here. But now, equally, these Armored Division Riders are getting eaten up. Again, very aggressive play from the Jav Cav, like very, very aggressive. Too aggressive, obviously. Look how much flank support there is. Like you don't need to go early on that. You need to wait for the support to get there, and then go for it. Same thing here. He is crushing the sword band, but just gonna lose a lot of men in return. Here again, the Cav just getting charged. So kind of brutal early game here. Like the Cav's just dead, and like Mishalka gave away a lot of Cav himself. 24 here, 40 here. This one's full, I guess. But then Grozny kind of just returned the favor and lost a lot of Lancers, so now it's going to be still hard to get to the Slingers because you were down, well, technically you're up a cav, I guess, like with the Armored Mini Riders, but like melee cav you're down number, and you trade kind of equally in terms of numbers trying to get charges. I feel like these games have shown that it doesn't really matter. Getting charges is not really great. Like, it's all about getting the sword side shots with the Peltis. Like, the Lancers don't really need to get charges. They need to be saved for later in the game. It's not the final, Mr. Khan. This is the first round of the playoffs. And there's like a bunch of games. We're watching like 3 or 4 series. Depending on how much time I have. Again, Peltis here getting into a good spot to sword side everything here, which is great. So they'll just win this fight very easily. But over here, yeah, the Cav are just pretty healthy and just kind of overwhelming everything. Peltis going down. Because once the infantry support dies, right? Once these legions are dead, Vigiles are dead, our minions are stuck out on the flank, then, you know, the Cav can just rush through and get to the Peltis, and the Peltis aren't really very useful in that situation. With infantry chasing them down, with Cav chasing them down, they will suffer, of course. But yeah, this is just lost, I guess. The Gen also took a lot of damage early. And just, yeah, not enough survivability for the Cav of Numidia here to get to the Slingers. They're on a great migration to the enemy side of the map, but they're just being protected now by the Gen and the remaining Cav. And yeah, he has to try to get to them, but it's hopeless. And, you know, Numidia is winning in some places, but again, without a means to get to the Slingers and with the Gen still alive, it's kind of not gonna happen. And yeah, just again, very wasteful to Armored remaining Cav. You see how they're fatigued too, like they're just already very tired. Not gonna perform well like this. Lancers just died. Some of them got okay value, but again, just not enough. And yeah, 2-2. So Mishalka coming back. I think the biggest change has just been like the infantry fight has been way better. Like he's just like winning the infantry fight. Whereas in the first game, Grozny just like baited all of the chosen swords out and just killed them for free. In the last 2 games, he has basically just not been able to do that at all, and between the YOLOs of the Vet Riders and just like winning fights for the chosen swords, they're kind of just dominating the infantry fight. Like now it's the Desert Legionnaires that are getting no value, and that just snowballs into your Peltis getting killed, earlier your Slingers dying. So that, and of course the Jav Cav. The Jav Cav haven't really been used great in any of the games yet, though. So that's one thing that's probably missing. That would help a lot. But maybe he's also being pressured to using them earlier on in the game because the main line fight is going pretty poorly. But now we go to game 5. And let's see, any changes. Wouldn't expect it for Grozny, doesn't change anything. And Mishalka goes for the same army as last game. And that was a pretty decisive win. Like, it seems like maybe he likes this balance where he's got the Slingers, he's got good infantry, he's got 5 Cavs, so he can be a little more aggressive with the Cav. But again, it's just like the first moment you think you can just do charges with these Cav, and then Grozny doesn't waste his Cav, then I think you're probably in for a rude awakening as Iceni, because you'll lose 2 Cav, and all of a sudden there's 2 Jav Cav and like 3 Lancers that are healthy, and all of a sudden that's very, very hard to deal with. You know, you'll have some reserves, but you know, these Lancers kill quickly on the charge. The Armored Minion Riders kill quickly on the charge, so you have to be very, very careful at that point. Not to mention Peltis and Spears getting around the flank and stuff like that, so it can be a very dangerous long game ahead, so maybe it will be close. Armored Riders is doing well. I mean, honestly, just dump the Gen, right? You just dump here, yeah? You just give a fuck. Not sure how this was allowed to happen really, but already getting kills. Nice Pila there, getting 2 back, but that damage on the gen is pretty crucial. If Poultice Fire ever comes in, the gen will drop a lot quicker than you'd expect. And also getting 6 kills on the Chosen Spear Band, it's not bad. Getting some kills on the Sword Band as well. Being at the Pila Volley, so early skirmishing, trying to maximize the armor immediate value. But at the end of the day, these are just frontal shots. You don't want to waste all your ammo doing this because you're expecting that at some point you are going to get good shots on Cav and stuff. But it will be tough while you have no pressure, but you can't pressure, right? Like, as soon as Numidia walks up close, they need a fight because the slingers are just going to do a lot. So you can see he's just backing up, trying to probably think about what he wants to do, exactly how he wants to initiate. Like, that's the big thing, right? How do you start the fight as Numidia? It's very difficult. But once you kind of like walk up, oh my god, sorry. Once you kind of walk up and you start pushing the slingers around, it's kind of fine. But he's gonna do his thing where he starts with his slingers, fighting those extremities, not bad. And now once you like get close and these slingers are forced backwards, you've kind of done the early part. The slingers are then gonna mock up here and start shooting you. But hopefully you're starting to get into combat at that time. Once you're in combat, it's harder for them to shoot you. But of course, I think you can have a lot of countermeasures to extend that time. And yeah, so fight. Gonna start. I like the position of the Vigilate, something we haven't seen as much, with the Vigilate screening a lot harder. This unit again just feels like a target though. Probably the Vigilate should be like a little more over, because I'm happy to fight on the flank. I'm confident there. I'm not confident in the center, so my Vigilate should be the ones eating that, right? They could be, you know, positioned here so they take Pila from many places. They can cover these guys from getting charged, things like that. But they're gonna eat the Pila of the Spears here, so that's good. Just sitting in square, very comfy square formation. Not really gonna die very quickly in that formation. Shooting the Chosen Swordman. Here, nice Pila volley, and you can see like, yeah, they got a charge here, but they already lost 7 men. Probably gonna lose a little bit more. If he clicked with Pila here, like, yeah, they would lose even more. And so that is, yeah, I mean, like 12 guys dead. Is that worth it? Maybe, I don't know. Armored Minions also crushing the Sword Band with a nice charge with the support of the Armored Minion Spearmen. This is the first time the Armored Minion Spearmen have felt like they've gotten a really good engagement. Which is good. Here he's looking for this opportunity too. Again, you can just crush these Levy Freemen. Like, yeah, you'll take a Pila volley, but not a great Pila volley. No charge was really weird there. That's unlucky. But these Lancers are crushing. So now the flank attack is pretty good. I mean, it's very good. Now, Desert Legionnaire is losing here, but there are some trades. And again, if these Vet Riders are continuing to take damage, as they are here, 47, that one's pretty much dead. This one's taking damage. These Cav in the late game are going to be valuable. It doesn't really matter if the infantry wins. If the infantry wins, but the Cav is dead, I mean, the slingers are going to die. The infantry will get dumped by Peltis, and it doesn't really matter. Like, they're still just going to take a lot of damage, and then the Cav in the late game can clean up. That's sort of what Numidia is looking for, right? Over here again, Vet Rider just killing, being killed off. These guys could certainly come and help as well. Chosen Spearband doing some work here, and like, look, this Legion is full. Nice shots from the Peltis here, gonna clean this up. You can probably get the Vigilates out of there now. Over here again, Legion's gonna have a good time. So yeah, the Central Legions are dying, but the Edge ones are doing well. Even hitting the Peltis here, probably not. Peltis hitting the Slingers here, probably not necessary. But now you can see, like, this is a very healthy Cav. Oh, okay, well, it got fucked up here, because I didn't realize there's a Cav here. But that's a healthy Cav. Armed Minion Cav here, pretty healthy. He's losing this one for literally nothing in melee, that kind of sucks. And, oh no, this Armed Minion is probably gonna die. So that's not great. This one also getting peeled. So, the Cav also getting depleted again. Just some mistakes from Grosny about how he's using these Cav, because, like, they don't need to be dying. Like, this was a healthy Cav as well. But he does have more Cav. I mean, the Cav core I seen is literally just all dead, so... Besides this one, I guess, and they might just lose this fight anyway, despite getting the charge. This Armored Cav is 30 men, so he has enough Cav to kill the Slingers, and that was what I was saying, right? It's exactly what I said, to the letter. If these Vet Riders die, you'll be surprised how poorly this endgame can go, when, yes, your infantry is winning, but it's getting tied down. The Peltis are starting to turn the tide, depleting these units. And in the grind, like, the Roman infantry, basically, right, Desert Legionnaires, are going to do very well. Like, they're not going to die quickly. They're not going to bend over and die unless they've been really shot up, right? If they get shot up, then they just die on the charge. But in the extended melee, they actually do well, so you're not going to finish these fights quickly. Now the Slingers are dead, and your Gen is a target, right? So any sort of missile fire, just a target. The Pelt is still alive. The Pelt is probably out of ammo, yeah. This Cav is just gonna suicide for the slingers. I like that. It's a good choice because they're not really gonna do much else. But if the slingers turns around, we'll just kill it. Cav, alive here, killing off these armored minion Cav, but you know, Peltis or slingers are dying. And now it's just gonna come down to the infantry, and it will still be close because I mean the Gen's very healthy. There's a full Chosen Swordband here, and the Chosen Swordband got good engagements, especially in the center. Right, they just did well. But you can see on the flanks it was more trades. Here the slingers actually did get routed. That's pretty huge. So the slinger had ammo for sure. But the slingers are also dying on this side. They're trying to get some final volleys into these depleted cav. These are the only cav left on the entire battlefield besides this one unit here. I don't know, there's still 2 more units actually, so 24, 30, like those are not tiny units, like those are actually pretty significant forces. And they can just get repeated charges here very easily. Already minion cav suiciding for the slingers, but successfully taking them out. And now it's just the Gen and some pretty healthy infantry. 69, 62, 107, 919, 87, so very healthy. Against some combined arms approaches. Does the Gen have ammo? No. There's no ammo on the field. I think these guys are out as well. But it's just a numbers advantage for Numidia. I mean, they have a bunch of cav. They got some pretty healthy units. I mean, so does Iceni, I suppose, so it's a very close end game. And these slingers are still alive, so the slingers need to die. First of all, he needs to suicide all these cheap little units to kill the slingers, maybe keep a couple of them alive for the end game. Here they go. And they will get in. This is an already made Spearman at 80 here, so that also is a fairly strong unit. Desert Legionnaire 90 men. The Heroic Nobles are good, but they're going to start to take this grind fight. And, you know, in the grind, like, yeah, again, the Roman units are going to do well. Well, the freshness of this unit will be very big with the second wind. Very tired Legionnaires, not going to be fighting at full capacity. Very tired Urban Dominion Spearmen. But the Cav against these isolated units will obviously be very effective. And when they're surrounded, these Chosen Swordband, tired, are not going to do great, even into the Peltis, which is so much Cav support. Vigilante is also starting to cook here, although the Chosen Swordband are just fighting in this fight. I mean, in the vacuum it's very close, but the surrounding nature of this fight, I think, is going to be big. The Gen slowly going to start to just die. I mean, just again, you'd think the Gen against either of these units alone, very, very strong, but being surrounded means they're just not going to perform that well. And the numbers advantage for Numidia with those Peltis, I mean, the Peltis are doing everything here, right? They're fighting this combat alone. They did a bunch of damage already with the Pila, and the remaining Cav units. So it's exactly what I said, basically. With the Cav surviving for Numidia and dying for Iceni, it's just a recipe for disaster. Heroic Nobles really are cooking though. They're trying to hold on to these fights, but these Cav are just too much. Like 19 man Cav unit, 13 man, that's like 30 Cav, that's like half a unit, right? And they're just on the charge repeatedly, getting value every charge. Nothing they cannot really be stopped. They cannot really be stopped at all. There's no Pila, there's no slingers. So this will turn out in a win for Grozny. It's just a matter of how close it will be, pretty much. Peltis here, you can see they're not even losing that many men. Like, they're just winning this fight because the Cav and the surround is brutal. Still very close, of course. But yeah, Grozny at the last second realized his mistake, I guess, with the Cav. Didn't waste them. Almost wasted them with the armored minions, but was not enough in the end. Well, in terms of he didn't waste them enough, he kept them alive. And in the end, you can see this Cav got so much value. And just look at the Cav for Iceni. There's no value because they're all being used up early game and not respecting the power of the late game Peltis plus like flanking infantry plus whatever Cav we can muster combo. Yeah, so pretty close series. I mean, very close series, obviously. Well played to both. It's a very fun matchup. If you're interested, you should go try it. Gen did pretty well, but again, just like not really getting value because he's not used early game. Just gets surrounded. Gets 300 kills, sure, but like never really factored as like a huge danger. And yeah, Chosen Swordman did better this game. But again, how much of that was because they were enabled by the Cav, which just died, and then these legions were kind of baited by the Cav, but they still did well. They held out for a very long time against the Chosen Swordman, and then the Cav was able to sweep in the end game and actually cause a lot of damage. And finally, the Army Minions just proving their worth in this final game, getting a ton of kills. Alright, yeah, I think I'm gonna skip this series. I don't have it in me, but I do want to watch this series versus Tila. Just give me 2 minutes to get some water, and then we'll watch these 5 games and then call it. So be right back. Alright. Let's continue. So we have Sirius versus Tila. Now, the lore here is very interesting. Tila's fought a bunch of games against Kush, and he's taking some interesting armies. I think I covered them in both of my replay reviews. He's taking this like 4 Aspis, like crazy fucking low tier spam into Kush, and it was working. But I don't know if he played Sirius. I think he played Soap. Maybe both times, I want to say. Maybe it was like Soul one time or something, I'm not sure. But I do not believe it was Sirius. So, I don't think Sirius will take a very different approach. Maybe he will, I don't know. But let's see how it goes. Alright, see us off. Good night, bro. And yeah, he's taking a different army, Tila. Let's see. So yeah, it doesn't have Aspis. This is a very weird army as well. Like, well, I mean, yeah, regular slingers, 3 of them. He's got the Hellenic Royal Cav, sure. He's got 4 Thessalians, fine. Militia Hoplites, 1, 2, 3 Militia Hoplites maybe, and 3 Etruscan Hoplites. 3 Samnites, 3 Italians, I presume. Yeah, so that's the army, no Tarentines. So it's very infantry heavy. I mean, going for 3 Militia Hoplites, 3 Etruscans, and the 6, it's like a 12 infantry. It is a lot. I mean, Kush obviously is strong against infantry. But he still has 4 Thessalians, got the slingers. I don't know. It's a bit weird to me. The tournament is still going on, Mr. Khan, so it's not been decided yet. The quarterfinal or the semifinals are currently what stage we're at, which is me as Bactria against Sirius as Kush, and then the other one is Sol Invictus as Kush against Grozny as Numidia. That's the semifinals, but and those games have not been played. Anyway, this is completely contrary to what Tila was doing before. Before, Tila was like, look, I have all these low tiers, so it doesn't matter if Kush is good against infantry, and I have elite Cav that just slaughters everything. That's been changed. So now let's also look at the army of Sirius. He has 4 elite Cav, which does make sense, especially if you maybe saw the replays of what Tila's taking. He wants to take a lot of elite Cav to counter the companion or the Aspis Cav. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 5 slave slingers. So a lot of missile power. He's got an armored Shotel, 3 armored Shotels actually, swordsman, regular swordsman, kind of interesting. A couple of Kushite slave infantry probably up front, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Kushite slave spearmen, as you do. So not going epidemics is interesting. I mean, armored Shotels are great, but they're slow, and well, yeah, they're mainly slow. They don't kill as fast as epidemics. They're a bit more survivable, but like, not sure how much value that really is. But yeah, Tila's basically plan, I guess, is just like, I'm going to chew through you with just pure numbers, right? I have more infantry, like so many of Kush's infantry kill 0 of what Empress has to bring, so that will help. And so it's really a question of can the 3 armored Shotels kill 3 Samnites, 3 Italians, 3 Etruscan hoplites. And Tila is basically saying, I don't think they can kill all of that. Whereas, you know, like the militia hoplites will kill the low tiers, Etruscan will kill low tiers, Italians will kill low tiers. I mean, all of Tila's shit kills everything that's not an armored Shotel here. Of course, there are 4 elite cav though on the field, and that is interesting. Elite cav, which will take damage to the Thessalians, but they will not easily be defeated by the Thessalians. Like, it would take many charges from the Thessalians. Of course, the Kushite Royal Guard are a good unit, so that's gonna be annoying. The 5 slingers also can unleash death on these little slingers for Epirus. And yeah, that sort of incentivizes Tila to attack, which looks like he'll do here, using the Kushite slaves as just a screen. But the militia hoplites might actually just beat them. Either way, he wants no part of that. He's just dipping and getting the armored Shotels in. But again, where an armored Shotel is, means there's a lot of places where the armored Shotels aren't, you know? Especially on this thing. That armored Shotel is basically out of the fight for the entire game. So if I'm Epirus right now, I'm looking at attacking here because I know that this armored Shotel is literally never going to do anything. It's too far. There's 2 armored Shotels here, so it's quite the Kush is quite strong here. Nice peel into the Kushite Royal Guard though, free damage. Here, the low tiers are just going to die. The Thessalians engaging here with great support from militia hoplites, which will just not make this fight. So that's quite good. Here, the Thessalians are trying to rip a charge into the armored Shotels, but they will get a peel volley, so I'm not sure that's great because they also just kill a lot of cav with the charge, like, you know, when they start swinging. And the Italians are getting in. Slaves falling back, just running away from the Etruscan hoplites because they can't really kill them, makes sense. Gen is a bit exposed here in the center, but he's going to get a clean charge, no Pila, so it's pretty much always worth it if he's not going to kill you. Some Slinger Fire will come in, but like whatever, they can handle that. Tila also slinging the Elite Kev. And yeah, Samnite's going to get in here. We'll die to the armored Shotels, but he killed off the cheap unit already. Honestly, the Samnites probably don't even want to fight this, right? Like, why would you fight this? Let the militia hoplites die to the armored Shotel and just dip. That way you don't lose the Samnites. Because if you go in here, I mean, they might be fine because they got a clean charge. But long term, the Shotels should just win this. Which isn't to say it's a problem, because you can just win other fights, but maybe unnecessary. General is getting shot pretty hard. He needs to get the crap out of there before he takes too much damage. And again, these elite cav are not going to die very quickly to almost anything, so they will be alive in the late game. They're pretty much all full. Only one of them moved down to 48. But they can see that the Thessalians are taking more damage. Now it's up to the infantry to start to counteract that, right? So this Shotel's out of the fight, so these slingers are under threat, which will force the cav into the fight, which will give you infantry value against the cav, this sort of thing. Shots coming in from these slingers as well, surrounding this armored Shotel, so it's probably just going to die. I mean, it's getting surrounded by militia hoplites, so good job, but it's something. In this Kushite Royal Guard, where there is support, in this case from the Etruscans, that's quite good, but Tila needs to somehow get to these slingers, right? And that's the hard thing with 4 elite cav just chilling, and the Thessalians being so weak to missiles. You can't really catch the slingers in any quick manner. There's a lot of reserves that are not in though, and that's a big problem, right? He needs all of his units to be killing stuff right now, if possible. As he tries to kill off these armored Shotels. This one is surrounded and dying, so you can see, like, if I get surrounded, like, are they really getting value? And it's so easy to surround them because all of Kush's other units are just terrible. So, yeah, one Shotel pretty much dead, this one not in a great spot. This one is fine, I guess, but it's not really doing even that great. 88 to 92, of course, it already has 120 kills, so it's killed a lot of stuff before that. But again, Epirus can afford to lose these guys. I don't really want to get shot in the back like this by these slingers, though. Now these guys are flanking around, threatening to get to these slingers. Etruscan here doing well. Italians killing off these low tiers. Etruscan surrounding these Shotels. So the armored Shotels are pretty much dead. It's just really this one that's left, and it's getting cycle charged to death by the Gen of Epirus. This one, I guess, is also alive, but it's slowly gonna die. But because Tila devoted so many resources to trying to kill the armored Shotels, this is alive, right? And the cav is alive. And those two things are potentially enough to win because the cav for Epirus, I mean, it's not dead, It's definitely depleted, but Teal has been holding on to them fairly effectively. These slingers have mostly been shooting infantry now, but armored, I mean, Etruscans and Samites are very well armored, so it's not really a huge deal. The Jennifer Empress is gonna die to the hand of this Rear Guard, which would be a pretty big deal. And again, there's just 53 men here, 37 here, Gen's full pretty much, so there's only one cav to get to these slingers. Now there are 2 slingers alive, right? Or 3 slingers, sorry, alive for Empress, so you just need to kill all the slingers. If he kills like 2 slingers, he's probably fine because he just has enough slingers himself to just draw the missile war effectively. But if the cav is alive for Kush, the cav can always just go kill the slingers, so that is a thing to think about. But there are still some Thessalians here. The general's trying to get out of there, but there's a lot of infantry supporting these fights, so Sirius just says, you know what, I don't really need these fights. I have my 5 slingers, they're enough to win the game. At least that's his claim, right? So he's not going to do anything crazy, he's just going to kill what he can. General just died for Epirus, so now he can get a lot of value easily cleaning up these slingers with his Royal Guard, and now it's just onto these units to try to pinch Kush. Now Kush is kind of getting caught at the red line, right? Like that's the one thing. They are kind of well and truly cornered here, so they could just get crunched from all sides before they can kill enough. With these elite cap and with the Gen being dead, it will be kind of tough, I think. But if these slingers survive, I think Tila can hold off. Which means he has to suicide to block these guys from getting the value. Well, and nice charge. So yeah, the Kushite Royal Guard again. Once they start getting depleted, the Thessalians in the charge are going to do a lot of damage. Both sides will take a lot of damage. There's another Kushite Royal Guard that's small here, so he can't really protect his slingers. You can see now these units are starting to rout because the Gen's dead. But this Kushite Royal Guard is just dead. I mean, there's still a lot of Thessalians here that will kill off this unit later. And this Thessalian is healthy as well. So all 4 Kushite Royal Guard actually still in the field, which is pretty impressive. But these slingers are seemingly going to go down. Maybe they can survive actually though. Yeah, if they survive, that could be huge. These Kushite Royal Guard are definitely going to be goners. Teal just mass clicking the order here. But these Thessalians are going to get shot by everything if they continue down this path. So they need to run away, but they're actually quite healthy, 50 men. The Gen also quite healthy here, so that's the only cav left on the field. I mean, it's pretty much just a straight trade everywhere else. But now the crunch is off, right? Like, the slingers can escape, but there's going to be 2 slingers left for... Oh no, the slingers actually did rout at the end, so 1 slinger for Epirus could be enough, not sure. And now these Etruscan outplays are just alone. It is a question of how much ammo these rival slingers or slice slingers have, because they've been shooting all game. And again, the armor is still pretty high on the Etruscan outplates here, but they're all exhausted. Like, Teal needs to not try to run over there, he needs to rest for sure. Just rest and get fresh, otherwise the morale is going to be a big problem. Probably the biggest problem. Oh, and the Gen also trying to get to the slinger. Quite route it, but does a lot to it. And you can see, yeah, this Italian's routing on 80 men because he's exhausted. Stamina not being played to perfection here by Teal. It just needs to rest, like, morale-wise. Maybe he can actually win this if he just, you know, happens to not have that much ammo on the side of Kush. But nah, this guy's being suicided. And if there's any sort of ammo here, the morale will be a big problem. And now, yeah, it's just gonna be a surround. I mean, still possible to win. Now he is resting, sort of. Stop moving, stop moving. Slinger actually hits the nice shot there on the Royal Guard. And they can't really afford to shoot the Slinger, I don't think. Like, I mean, unless their ammo is not low at all, but I think it should be. Another nice volley here. But the Gen is just so healthy here. I don't think they can really stop the Gen. These suicides for the Slingers. Everyone dumping. You guys are out of ammo. I don't know, Gen. These are not great shots either. Like, why is he not fully surrounding to get the best shots possible? It's just these units are routing at such high man count, but it looks like the Slingers are almost out. These guys still have ammo. Nope. Yeah, they still have more ammo, so oh my god. Oh my god, we're eating in the back. Trying to dodge. Maybe a little successful, but yeah, Kush takes it. Very close game. And yeah, the armored hotels did suffer a bit, but it took a lot of resources to kill those armored hotels. And they still got decent value. Over 115 for everything. So they did fine. And considering how much it gave, like, value for other units, like, that's just enough to win the game. Barely, but enough. So let's see if Tila adapts or if he just trusts the army. Oh, now he is taking the funny army, so this will be interesting to see.
We are
And this army has just mostly worked for him, for Tila. So the army is going for 4 Aspis Companion Cav. You don't see these guys every day. You know, just very tanky Cav, 95 armor, 105 health, like, just don't die to anything. Extremely high attack, no spear, obviously they do have a sword, so more against Cav, but with the high attack, I think they do just beat the Kushat Rearguard in the 1v1. This was tested a while ago. The Aspis, I think, are just the best melee Cav in the game. Without having a spear, pretty impressive. But just that attack is just so good. He has the 1 Hellenic Royal Cav, he's got Italian swords, probably 3 of them, and some Illyrian levies. Let's see. 3 Italians, like 2 Illyrian levies, 4 pikes, a Italian spearman, and then 4 slingers. So basically just saying you can do what you want with your infantry, but they aren't going to kill anything of value. Pikes can slow you down, you know, there's peel on the levies and the Italians, so they can use that. And then these Aspis Cav are going to win the game. That's the idea anyway. And these low tiers will still kill the low tiers of Kush. So yeah, while these pikes maybe deal with the armored hotels, maybe the Italian swords and the levies kill a few of these fodder units, and then the Aspis Cav just strike. And there's also 4 slingers, right? So endgame, if you kill the slingers, you have a big chance to win just off of your own slingers and Cav against whatever's left of Kush, which is probably going to be the armored hotels and maybe some of the elite Cav. But let's see this game. So rotation, whatever, kind of looked like last game. Sirius was trying to rotate around the flank. Slingers fighting each other. Very honorable. Obviously it's 5v4, but yeah, these shots are really good for Tila. And these guys are trying to devil shoot this guy, so he's taking a beating here. The slinger's taking a beating. Kind of whatever. Not sure who the slinger fight, like just trading slingers favors. I mean, obviously Sirius has more slingers, but it also is one less thing the Aspis have to worry about, killing the slingers. So could go either way. Now Sirius rotating back the other way. Not sure what that's about. And of course he needs to keep these Kushat Rearguard pretty healthy, just because they're key to dealing with the Aspis Cav. Because the Aspis Cav can literally run over your whole army if you don't have Cav left to deal with them. Here come the Aspis Cav. Nice Pila volley though. And yeah, it's a pretty expensive initial engagement, but again, just eliminating these low tiers very quickly with the high attack of these Aspis, just killing them. And if the low tiers die, it's very, very annoying. And meanwhile, these slingers are just getting nice value for Tila while the slingers for Kush are moving around. And now, yeah, the armored hotels are getting in. They kill off the Illyrian levy, but now the pikes are like, okay, we can at least hold you at bay. If we can't kill you, that's fine. And now this guy overextending, probably just want to charge, yeah. And of course the Aspis do have 2 volleys of Pila as well, which can be kind of annoying. Can kill some Cav. Go back, Sherwood Guard. And the Gen now involving himself here too. And there is some support, but there's also support here, I guess, in the form of this Levy Pikeman. Something at least. A lot of units just not engaged, but Tila has more units in the fray. He has almost all of his Cav as well, so these fights should just go well for him. But the Spurs will start to get some value in the extended melee. The Aspis just proving themselves to be so good in that kind of combat. Italian Spearmen gonna come up here and clean up these Kushite slaves. Shotel's obviously getting a lot of value, 116 kills, chevrons. Probably killing off some Aspis now, getting into that fight as well. This Aspis down to 48. I mean, And yeah, both sides losing a lot of cav. But first Kushat Royal Guard is going to go down. There is, of course, one extra elite cav, one extra cav in general for Epirus, so training down cav is fine. Especially if he's training slightly positively, it's good. This unit for Kush, this Armored Chotel, just in a bad spot, right? It's fighting against the Pike and low tier, which I'm feeling it. Slinger is getting sword side shots, so that's very nice. Meanwhile, you can see, like, Kush Slingers will only just shoot these low tiers. They will kill them, but, like, they're not going to kill anything valuable. Slingers here clicking on the Kushat Royal Guard, and you can see the Kushat Royal Guard are pretty hurt. And this Chotel tries to run away from the Pike. It's just getting dumped in the back, so yeah, this army is looking pretty good for Tilo, I would say. Working well. Now, these Slingers are alive, the Cav's pretty healthy, so nothing's decided yet. I mean, one Chotel, this one, you know, they're picking up 200 kills. Yeah, pretty shitty kills, but 200 kills is a lot. I mean, you can only bring so many men, right? If they kill 300 each, doesn't really matter if they're killing low tiers, they get 300 kills. Aspis here again, just eliminating low tiers pretty much for free. Support from these levies or Italian swords are coming in as well. And the Aspis are actually getting out of here before they can get charged. Good. Nice Pila volley though. That's a huge Pila volley from the Armored Chotels on the Gen Epirus. And Epirus' cav is starting to also get depleted, of course, in these fights. Chotels here just still cooking. They're not going to die very quickly to anything, just routing these low tiers, no problem. That's the thing, the Armored Chotels can get the value, and it's fine. Almost no low tiers left though for Kush, so that mission has been accomplished. But is there enough Aspis cav? 30, 36, 23, 33, 56, so pretty healthy still, half strength or better. And it's kind of same for the Kushat Royal Guards as well, but of course there's one more cav for Epirus. And now it's just sort of a stalemate. But again, these Slingers for Epirus can just do a lot of damage. There's just more things for them to shoot, because they can shoot the Armored Chotels. And it's going to be very hard for the Kushite Slingers to shoot anything but like Levy Pikemen, which they will kill very quickly. But it's just Levy Pikemen in the end. It doesn't really matter if they get shot, right? Like, that's fine. If you're trading Levy Pikeman shots for Armored Chotel shots, that's kind of just good. But yeah, definitely, I'm not sure who's got the advantage here. Full Armored Chotel in the center, just very annoying, but again, you can just ignore it, so. If Keel wants to go on the attack and try to wipe this, you know, behind area of Kush where the Slingers are, ignore these guys for as long as possible, that could do that. I mean, these Aspis will definitely run over this. The Gen is very healthy though, it's 60 men. None of the Aspis are that healthy, so I guess there's 55 here, but yeah, the Cav is still alive, but the Slingers probably aren't enough here because there's so many low tiers. Again, if you get a Cav fight where you get infantry support into it, which pretty much only Epirus can do at the moment, then that's just going to be better for the player who has the infantry support. So you just keep chasing, bring up the infantry in reserve. He might just win the combat anyway, but the infantry helps a lot to guarantee it. We should just skip because nothing much is going to happen here. Kushat Royal Guard going to kill off these Aspis, but again, the numbers advantage is big for Tilo. He's going to collapse on this. Kill the Slingers, and then just shoot the Gen. He will win the game. Actually, just has to shoot the Armored Chotels, fair enough. Yeah, the Gen's not long for this world, just because again, the numbers are so crazy. And yeah, it's just Gen and Armored Chotel against the world, so Tilo with his fun army proves that it's good. Oh, my game crashed? Okay, my game crashed. Unlucky. But yeah, proving that this army is still pretty legit. I think he's won almost all his games when he's used that army, so can't be denied that it's pretty strong. Hopefully this will show up now. We'll move on to game 3. And Kush goes for a slight change. I mean, Tila looks like he's got the same army.
Fire in the
But Kush is going to go even more radical. He just goes 5 Kushite Rail Guard and says, okay, now I have 5 cav for your 5 cav. I have the better infantry. And I still have 5 slinger. No, 4 slingers maybe. Ah, he also has a swordsman. Maybe to help kill some of the low tiers. Just another unit. So it's 3 Kushite slave. It's like army is like not. Oh no, yeah, it's because 3 Kushite slave infantry, only 2 armored shuttles, 1 swordsman, and 5 Kushite slave spears with the 5 Kushite rail guard. Just saying, look, my armored shuttles on the flanks will dominate that area. I have 5 cav to match your 5 cav. And you know, it's sort of whatever. You have more low tiers, but they're pikes. Like I can ignore them. They don't really get kills against anything. And then it's just gonna be a battle of the cav, but it is an advantage for Empress there. But of course the infantry advantage is huge with the armored shuttles. And now Empress doesn't have the advantage of numbers in the cav fight, so they can't really overwhelm. You can kind of just use the rail guard to counter the Aspis, and they'll trade well enough. That's like not a huge deal. So it's really again going to come down to how do you deal with the your armored shuttles. Sirius really loves his rotation in the early game here, just moving to the side, trying to catch, maybe shoot while Teal's moving. Oh, just tries to get in there, but takes a Pila volley. Probably a little ambitious to try to kill these slingers. He's gonna be punished for that, for sure. And just rotating away, but again, that just means these armored shuttles just never show up in the fight. And now there's only 2 of them, so this is kind of just good for Tila, I would say. Because now, yeah, he can just attack in the center, and there's no armored shuttle there at all. Even attack on the flank as well.
Fire on the enemy!
A big charge here. Not a ton of Pilas, so that's pretty good. General's instantly trying to run away. Oh, might eat this charge. Yeah, we'll take definitely some damage here for that. But so will these armored with that Petula volley. Very nice. Spearman of the Deadly coming in, doing some damage. Here most of the Italians got charged by the Kashirogar, but you can see that the counter charge from the Aspis was devastating, going 15. No losses pretty much. Armor Shotel is here, but again, trying to blob here kind of doesn't make sense to me. Just pull out, use the pikes to block. These Kashirogar getting involved. We're here also a nice charge into the back of these guys, but not getting a ton of value. Trying to get his infantry to follow up, and they will get a clean charge. Of course, the armor shuttles will not get a charge, but still nothing huge. I mean, of course, you know, the armor shuttles are just gonna win that, but it's not as efficient. And yeah, this guy is chasing around their counterparts here. Kashirogar scared to take this fight, but in a second they'll have a lot of reserves. So this Aspis is just exposed and can die. Bring the other one over, but there's gonna be spear support, so I don't know. Although they are stabilizing these Italians, so maybe this is not a good fight because then it's full Aspis will clean up everything. I don't know. A bit baited in, I guess. And again, that's just because the Aspis are better than the Kushite Rail Guard, right? That's a huge advantage. When there's isolated fights, you know you can take them. General action, going quite poorly for General Empress because he was already, he had already taken a lot of damage. But another Aspis is coming in to take a bit of the edge off that fight. Kushite Rail Guards here, Aspis here. And yeah, I mean both sides have is pretty depleted at this point. Nice shots from the slingers of Teal as well, giving the Aspis the advantage here. General got out pretty safely, so he's not die at least. But the cap is still pretty close, and there's all these slingers here. Swordsmen again are actually pretty useful at killing the low tiers. But I think once these 2 Aspis Cav win, I'm not sure there's anything that can really stop them unless the gen dies and there's some catastrophe. But the Aspis Cav are just durable. What's the health and armor? These guys 65 health, 100 armor versus 95 armor, 100 health, 105 health. So it's a pretty big difference in terms of the survivability of the Aspis Cav to missiles, Pila, and all that stuff. So, and of course, they just win the 1v1, so that's huge. But the armor shuttles are pretty much untouched. 111 men remaining, 120 kills. Crazy. Both of them. He needs a endgame plan, right, to deal with them. It could just be the Slingers and the Kev. That's probably enough, so if he can get there, that's probably enough to kill the armor Shotels. Of course, he needs ammo and healthy enough Kev. Now, like Shenden's gonna die, though, and Master Chief's gonna be like Master Route territory. Except for the 2 armor Shotels, but then also you lose army losses here. So let's skip forward here. I mean, Christian is just lost here. So. I can see it. The Earl Guard just not getting a lot of value, whereas the Aspis are getting more value. And then, yeah, these guys did great, but nothing else for Kush is doing well. Whereas, like, these guys aren't doing great, but they're getting some value. And then the Slingers also, I mean, kind of doing fine for both sides, but the Slingers were still alive, so of course had more to give in that game. Let's go to game 4 then. And another change up for Kush. This time just a rush, I guess, basically. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, is it 5? Do not deceive me. 5 Kushat Rogar with 2 armored desert Kev. So much Kev. The infantry, of course, is just non-existent. It's just Shotel and an Epidemic. So 1 Epidemic, 1 Shotel, 5 Slave Spearmen, and 4 Kushat Slave Infantry. Jesus. Super Cav heavy. But it's sort of like counteracting what Tila is doing, right? Tila is saying, look, your Epidemics don't have any infantry to kill in my army, right? You're gonna kill only low tiers and then run the pikes. And Sirius is saying, okay, I'm not gonna bring a lot of elite infantry. If you're gonna make them not as useful, I don't need to bring them. I'll just bring low tiers, better Cav, and try to leverage the few, in this case the 1 elite that you have, to get some more extra value, while the rest of your army is at least, you're investing more in the rest of your army. So although it sort of just counters what Teal is doing a little bit, right, in terms of just like where the value is going to come from, because the value killing infantry is not needed. So now you just have 1 Epidemic and 1 Shotel. They'll kill a lot of infantry, but the Cav fight is less bad. So let's skip ahead here. 2 Slayers only as well, so it is just going to be a rush for Sirius, and he has the Cav to facilitate it, no doubt about that. Getting a little caught off though by the early charges, but these are only charging the slave infantry. It allows better charges for the royal guard. It's probably good because the Aspis will take damage, and that's never good. Such a huge win condition. That's the one thing, right? You're hedging. All of your win condition is lodged in the 5 elite Cav, and elite Cav is already a little sus in this game, just because if they take Pila, they take damage. It's just so bad for them, and they're so expensive. But yeah, the early charges, not great for Tila. I mean, look, he's getting caught here. Aspis kind of low. General taking damage. These Aspis took damage. These Kushat Rogar are fairly healthy. I mean, 1 is depleted, but that's fine, considering how much he's already killing. And then the Epidemic's not even involved in the combat yet, but they can find a good fight to get into, and then, start to steamroll that very quickly. But yeah, this flank's just collapsing pretty much instantly. Just a more aggressive approach here, just killing a lot of stuff very quickly. The extra Cav, again, the Aspis Cav getting surrounded. There's 2 armored desert Cav that are kind of unaccounted for, and with only low tiers for Tila, he doesn't really have the means to do much. Like, low tiers are just bad, right? So yeah, they have some Pila maybe, but if they get out of position, if they get charged, they're just dead. And so it's a lot resting on the elite Cav. So sort of like Tush in a normal game is relying on their infantry to get a lot of kills, and the rest of their army kind of just does nothing. Tila's Cav needs to get a lot of kills, and the rest of his army just does nothing. So it's interesting, and with an army like this for Sirius, where he has extra Cav, the armored desert Cav, it's gonna be hard for the Aspis Companion Cav to do everything in this game. Like, there's too much for them to have to do. Then you're gonna be worried about Cav. You need to kill infantry somehow. Then they need to deal with the slingers potentially. They need to kill the Epidemics. Whereas Kush has a little more freedom because they have cheaper low tiers that can just do a job. They have their own slingers, and they're have the Epidemic, which can just kill all the infantry, and that's what it's doing on the flank here. And yeah, Attila just didn't play well as well, so got caught. Seemed like in the center as well on the left. Overzealous with the Aspis Cav, getting them killed, and yeah, didn't take much for Sirius to take advantage of that, I think. So that ties it up, 2-2. Plus victory, so decisive victory, if you want to think about it that way. 2-2, and we go into the last game of the day. Game 5 for all the marbles. And the army matters a lot. Oh shit, he brings an elephant. Holy fuck, what a chud. I guess they said, well, last game worked out, and again, what is Epirus missing? Well, he's missing archers, he's missing slingers. Although he has brought more in this game. A lot of cav. And so he says, fuck it, I'm bringing an elephant. What can kill it? I mean, there is Pila. But not much, and there's so much cav for Kush to try to tie down those units to get the elephant in. The elephant is only going to be killing low tiers, so it's a little weird, but it's basically like an epidemic. I don't know why you would not just bring the epidemic, though. A little weird to me. But definitely not something you'd expect if you're Attila for game 5. Like, holy crap, pulling out the pocket strat. But anyway, the army is 3, 4, 5. Kushite Regard, 2 Arbor District Cav. He's got the 4 Kushite Slave Infantry up front, just 2 swordsmen, no value in infantry at all, the 5 Kushite Slave Spears, and the Elefante, and it's a 19-unit army, which is a little sus. Probably very sus, honestly, it's an elephant. But Tila has also changed his army. He's got more cav as well, so he's got Aspis Cav, 3 Aspis Cav, 1 Thessalian, okay. 2 Italian Cav, 3 Italian Cav with the Gen. So 4 Elite Cav, and 3 Italian Cav, and then a whole bunch of low tiers. I don't know, militia hoplites. Looks like 3 militia hoplites, probably 3 Italians and 3 levies, but I guess it looks like that's right. And then a couple of Italian spearmen even. 1, 2, 3 Italian spearmen. So a whole bunch of trash. But he's got even more Cav. No slingers on the field for anyone, so the age of the missile unit is over, apparently. Even though they were doing quite well in some of these matchups. Or some of these games from this series, I mean. And now the Chargers are going to come in, so here we go.
Disengage!
A bit, again, very aggressive from Pila here. Not going to have infantry support instantly, well, there will be good infantry support. Pila, nice Pila volley. So kind of even trades up the line.
Advance at speed!
This Kushite Rearguard went more aggressive, kind of got punished for it. With Pila, the Gen also going to get charged here. And it's just a fucking war. But both sides abandoning the flank. The elephant, look how close the elephant can get without really being under threat. Well, I say that, he might just get charged. Oh, big Pila volley. No kill. I actually did run amok. That is miraculous. How does it not run amok to a Pila volley like that? But now the elephant is just gonna go in. Fuck it, send it. I mean, there's no Pila on that unit. Gets the cav charge anyway. Now the elephant is just gonna start to run rampage across the battlefield. And now you just have all sorts of weird low tier battles. I have no idea who's gonna win, but probably Epirus. Units are just better. But the elephant can obviously change that. There's also chaos being called by the cav in all these fights. Elephant check, 7 kills. Alright. Pila finally coming in though. Yeah, from the Aspis Cav ball there. And yeah, finally the flank. Both just ran in, and now they're fighting each other just closer to the main line. The Gen taking a beating, but it's fine. And yeah, these Aspis Cav still in pretty good shape. Then Italian swordsman doing something on the Kushite Rearguard there as well. I mean, it's just a fucking, it's a fuckfest, what can I say? But the elephant is just causing chaos against the low tiers, causing them to rout, which is big. And the cav for Kush is just still pretty healthy, right? It hasn't taken a lot of damage on average, so that means it's still quite healthy. And you can see the cav for Epirus. I mean, the low tier cav are starting to go down, but the Gen is still full. Aspa is still doing good. Thessalian even. 38 men's doing fine. And yeah, this again, most likely going to collapse for both players, and then you'll see what you have left over. But there's an elephant. That always going to be very strong.
Cut them
Elephant check.
down! Shatter them!
200 kills,
As
not bad.
you wish.
Chevron. Trying a lot of attention.
As you command.
But yeah, the infantry support here, helping clean up some of those aspects on the flanks. And now it looks like Kush just has more stuff remaining.
Understand?
The elephant is just such a blob target. Again, I don't know why you'd ever want to blob into the elephant, you can just avoid it. But now that's allowing Kush to get some more charges on the blobs, kill a lot of the low tiers. Well, I mean, there's still pretty healthy stuff over here. But yeah, it looks like Kush just has more cav towards the end of this game. There's a full aspect that died here in the flank because the infantry support there. The Kush earlier, which was huge. And yeah, looks like, I mean, with the healthiness of these cav, it's going to be hard to stop them. And the elephant is still just probably alive and well. 250 kills, 2 shots. It's doing great. And yeah, now the general will get tied down. These fights aren't even completely winning. And there you go. So the elephant worked. Not really, it was a weird game. Just a lot of chaos. But yeah. Well played to Sirius. Very diverse builds, but ending it with the elephant is kind of crazy. Anyway though, I think that's enough for today. That was long, a lot of games, I'm pretty tired. But yeah, well played to everyone. Those are really, really good games. And we'll cover round 2, I don't know, maybe this weekend or next week, since we are on to the semifinals already. So, thanks for watching everyone. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening / morning if you're a Euro chud. And see you guys in the next one.